What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out tonight and joining me as we talk about a lot of the movie news that happened throughout the week. We've got a couple of things that we will talk about today. I have reviews for you about the Watchers. We are going to talk about Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. Now, of course, these are going to be spoiler free for those that haven't watched yet. And then I'm gonna watch the Venom 3 trailer. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, there's a lot more news that has happened throughout the week, and we'll go through all of those topics tonight. I do apologize for being a little late, guys. It's been a very, very busy week, and even today, I just got done doing an interview. Even though they wouldn't let me use the video, but I just got done interviewing Ishana Shyamalan, so the Watchers director, who's also M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, excuse me. I got to interview her earlier, so they won't let me use the video for whatever reason. I don't know, studios, but I was able to get the interview on the movieblog.com, so you can go check it out. Oh, did I post it? Hold on, before I start promoting stuff. Did I even post it? Yes, I did post it. So if you happen to go to movieblog.com, you can go check out that interview. It's going to be part one of the interview. The second part is going to include more spoilers. So I'll probably post that tomorrow, just in case if anybody's interested. Okay, so let us see who is here today, and we will get going. Let's see, Paulette, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Ism, what is up? Good to see you. Come on through. Wouldn't be a Friday. Oh, wait. Miss Harper, is it your birthday, ma'am? Hold on now. Wait a minute. Oh, it was Wednesday. Okay. Hey, listen. Happy belated birthday to Miss Harper, one of the vets in the building. My goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate you. I hope you had a fantastic time. I hope that whatever you got into, you didn't get in too much trouble now, but I hope you enjoyed yourself and had a good one. So happy belated birthday to you, for sure. Jesus, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Jerome, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Zia, how you doing? My man Dexter Reason is back. Mr. Mitchell, what is up? Nighthawk, hello. Last of my kin, how you doing? Erica, happy Friday to you as well. Let's see who else I see. Nick, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Sunspot, good to see you. My man Pierre, what is up? Thank you so much. Oh, you're gonna watch replay? That's all good. Shout out to the replay gang. My man Tane, what is going on, brother? Thank you so much for being here. Jay, good to see you. Treese, how you doing? Tracy, thank you so much for being here. My man Eric is back. Good to see you. Didier, what is up? Let's see. Rhonda, how are you? Good to see you. My man Nelson V is here. What is up? Tasha, good to see you. Corey, what is up? Who else did I see? I saw my homie Tyra's here. Cal Payne, Raymond, good to see y'all. 60 plus is back. Minister Crush. Oh, wait. Hold on. Y'all, real quick, I want y'all to just give a little love to Minister Crush, because he just paid for all the ads that would have been on this channel right now. My man sent $50 in a Cash App. Thank you, brother, so much. I'm sending some love right back to you. I appreciate you. You said for you and the fam, appreciate you, sir. No, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support on this channel, brother. I really do appreciate you. Let's see. Deborah Rodriguez, shout out to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Kristen, good to see you. Tanya, what is up? Soto, how you doing? Shar, thank you for making it back. MC, good to see you. Callow, hello. CJ, what is up? All the way across the pond, my man, Stamina MC, good to see you. Who else did I see? There we go. Sim, how you doing? Sumkey, hello. Donna, good to see you. My man Lou is back. Kim, good to see you. Blurred, shout out to you. Who else did I see? There we go. Mod Squad. Kristen Pratt is here, y'all, holding it down. Make sure y'all don't do nothing crazy now. Jose, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Mama J is in the building. Always a pleasure. My man Andrew's back too. Good to see you too. I think we're almost caught up. My man, Just My Opinions Reviews is here. Did that come out already? The Baki versus King? Dang, I need to go check to see if it came out. I was looking forward to it. I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to go check that out. I got a lot of stuff on my plate though. Y'all make sure to go give my man a subscribe right there too if you haven't already. You can find him in my favorite channel list. Let's see, Taz, man, good to see you. I hope all is well with you as well. Let's chat with B. How you doing, Shogun? Good to see you, Jay Bling, Callie. Wait, Callie. All right, good to see y'all. And shout out to everybody that has made it out, guys. I so appreciate y'all for sure. Let's see. Shout out to my man Anthony. Good to see you. Appreciate the support. You said Kobe Geese update. No geese. You had a meme you want to send. Well, guess what? This is why I have, and I'm on all the socials. I'm on the TikToks and the Twitters and the Facebooks and the, go to the fan pages. Don't come to my personal page now. That ain't the place. But go to my fan pages with E-Man and you see the face and all that. Go ahead. Send them right there. That's all good. But as for a Kobe update, nothing terrible, nothing bad. Oh. So, last week. Yeah. So last week, Kobe went to the groomer, and now usually, I got my groomer. She's phenomenal, right? Like, she one of the only people that can really handle Kobe because, Kobe's that type of person. He's that type of dog that gets very excited, but he gets overly excited. So, whether he's peeing on himself or jumping on people, which we stopped that already. My groomer is one of those people that knows how to control him, and man, I don't know how she does it, but she gets the job done, gets him all clipped up, all of that. So anyway, it was like last week or so, went there, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call, maybe like 20-30 minutes like after I dropped them off, and they were like, "Hi, is this Kobe's owner?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And they were like, "Yeah, so Kobe got involved in a fight." I was like, "Wait, what? Like, did he bite somebody or something?" And they were like, No, he didn't bite anyone, but another dog bit him. I was like, what? How? What just happened? So I'm freaking out. Like, I feel like, a parent and your kid just got injured at school or something. I'm like freaking out. So they were like, okay, so like what happened was basically the groomer was taking Kobe back to one of the cages or something. And Kobe just minding his own business, just la, frolicking and everything. And some other dog who happened to be another golden doodle at that. So, like, bro, it be your own kind. So another golden doodle, just according to what they told me, was sitting there. They was about to, like, it was an in and out type of thing. Like, Kobe was coming in, the other dog was going out, and this other dog was just kind of chilling, looked at Kobe and said, took a bite right on his neck. Now, my groomer was fantastic. She grabbed him, took him straight to the vet, which was in the same place. And luckily it was nothing major. It was just like a puncture scratch. So a little blood, but you put a little Neosporin on it or whatever. It was cool. And Kobe was fine. He was okay. He like, he wasn't like scratching it or reacting. Like, it was a nick, if anything. But imagine if this was like your kid at school. Your kid is not a fighter, not mean, not aggressive, and some other bully jumps on them. You want to know what happened to the other one. That's what I need to know, because I was like, yo, I understand, I'll come and get Kobe and all that, and I'm glad to hear that he's okay. What happened to that other dog? Because let me find him. Let me go talk to that owner real quick. So they said, according to them, they was like, well, that dog had, I guess he had aggression issues before of some sort. I don't know. But that dog is no longer allowed. They are banished from that groomer and that facility. They're not allowed to go any locations. So yeah. And I was like, okay, because you want some level of justice, because I take it as a owner on me to make sure that my dog has been socially trained around other dogs so that this aggression is not a thing. Like, that's on me as an owner. I have to make sure. This is why I took my dog to training, to obedience classes. This is why we go to a dog park so he can be around other dogs so they can socially interact. Because like Kobe, like now Kobe can get very energetic around other dogs, but he's never going to be the aggressor. He ain't built like that. I told y'all Kobe kind of extra light skinned. He don't have that dark, he don't have that black Air Force One energy. Kobe is pure, clean, white, New Balances. Okay. He a suburban dog. Okay. He ain't no city dog. He a suburban dog. Okay. But yeah, I was happy that the other dog got banished. I was happy that, Kobe was fine. No issues, no infections or anything. So yeah, everything's all good. So that's the update. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what we got. But thank you so much for that. And yes, it do be your own kind. I was like, how y'all gonna allow this golden doodle on golden doodle violence? Like, y'all supposed to be the nice dogs. Oh, anyway, thank you so much for that, Anthony. I appreciate you. Tracy said after last night we need proof of life from Kobe. Kobe's fine. Nah, he's fine. No, what you're referring to is see, he was in the house with me because the wife and the kids were out, so I don't really like him just being downstairs. So he was joining me for the Acolyte review that we were doing. And yeah, like, every time he hears the garage or whatever, and just won't stop. So, it's one of those weird things of like, do you really want the dog not to bark when, I don't want to say an intruder comes in the house, but if somebody comes in, I mean, I want him to be that alarm dog, but sometimes it gets annoying. It's like, bro, who's coming in. Like, you literally see them coming in. You recognize them. Why are you still barking? Anyway. But thank you so much. He's fine. He's fine. We don't need no proof of life. He's fine. He's all good. All right. What do we have? We got a couple things that we're going to kick off and talk about. So let's get a couple quick TV updates. A couple things we'll do, just real quick, short news updates, and then we will get into the rest of the main stuff. So I've already told y'all about this show. I really enjoyed it, especially from this is from Netflix, but we do have a 3-Body Problem update, and it says here that 3-Body Problem has been renewed for season 2, and it will end with season 3. So I look at this as definitely a good thing, because I really like 3-Body Problem. And I haven't read the book, so I don't really know very much about it, and I like it that way. I like letting the show take me down this journey. But what I like about this news is the fact that it clearly has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't know if it needs to have anything more than 3 seasons, but I'm okay with the fact that they know where they want to go with it. Keep in mind, this is still a show made by the Game of Thrones writers, but unlike Game of Thrones that didn't even have the full book to finish or whatever, this one has a completed series, so they should know how to stick the landing with this. They should. But either way, I am happy that they're going to at least end it. It gives me a little confidence that Netflix clearly believes in this. They're going to let it run its course. So I'm down with that. If you have seen 3-Body Problem, let me know what you think in the comments below about them having a second and a third season. Another show that I was talking about, a lot of y'all brought to my attention, shout out to y'all, was Fallout. Fallout on Prime Video on Amazon. That show, it was pleasantly surprising. Like, it started off a little slow, based off a video game and all that. So I know a lot of the gamers liked it. But for someone that, was completely oblivious to it, I just knew a game existed. I never played it. I enjoyed the show. I thought the show was cool, especially when it came to the ending. But we do have an update a little bit about season 2 for the show. And this one says that season 2 is still in early development, but will be out as fast as humanly possible. According to the creators, it says here, we are going as fast as we possibly can. And we've got a lot of heavy lifting from season 1 already done. So it looks like, this is headed in the right direction. I think that this was, again, another successful venture for Prime Video. So I think that they're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that it's done and it's done properly. So I'm looking forward to season 2. If you are a fan of Fallout, let me know what you think. Maybe you're not. That's fine. You can let me know what you think as well. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Stop me if you've heard this before. Alert, alert. Streamer is about to insert streamer here is about to change their prices. Yes, and guess who it is? None other than HBO. Yep, they couldn't help it. HBO Max, yeah, they finna raise them prices on y'all ASAP. Beginning Tuesday, last Tuesday on the 4th, HBO Max's ad-free tier in the US will rise a whole $1 from $15.99 to $16.99 per month. And the annual plan will go from $150 to $170. Yikes. Sheesh. Boy, and y'all know why they did this, right? Y'all know. You don't think it's a coincidence that they did this right when House of the Dragon finna come out, like what, next week or whatever? They know this show gonna have people in the chokehold. They know we finna tune in for this. They said, let's go ahead and get that dollar right now. Where y'all gonna go? Y'all gonna watch this show, ain't you? You're Team Black, ain't you? By the way, for the record, I don't trust none of y'all that are Team Green. Not one of y'all. Everybody that is Team Green is officially the ops, in my opinion. I cannot trust y'all. I'm just saying. But I gotta say, this is some shrewd business. It's smart. It is smart that they're doing this because you know that you probably have a bunch of people signing up for HBO, trying maybe to get a free trial or something, and they want to watch House of the Dragon, and maybe they watch enough of it, and HBO's like, listen, before you can cancel, we're gonna raise that price up. So you're gonna have to get. So we don't want to lose what little bit of money we can get. I don't like it as a consumer, but I understand it from a business side. I do understand it. So anyway, what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think that is smart business? Maybe you don't. Maybe you think it's just greed. It could be that too. I don't know. Will you be tuning in for House of the Dragon? Now, you already know we will be covering House of the Dragon. I forget when it comes out. Oh, okay. Dang, I was supposed to announce this. So when does House of the Dragon? Hold on, because we have to establish this. Okay, it comes out on June. Oh, it's on Sundays. Oh, okay. Yep, it's coming out not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. So it comes out June 16th on Sunday. So I'm giving y'all the heads up right now. If it comes out on Sunday night, you already know we will be going live Monday evening. So Monday around 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 Eastern, we will be covering that episode for that time, for House of the Dragon. So every Monday, tune in. We'll be covering that. Right now, so we're gonna be busy. So Mondays is gonna be House of the Dragon. Wednesdays is gonna be the Acolyte. And then, of course, we'll have the Friday live stream. So we're gonna be busy. We're gonna be busy. I want to do the boys coverage, but the boys comes out on Thursdays, and it comes out on Thursday night. So I don't know if we'll have time to jump into it on Fridays. I mean, I don't know. I have to figure something out with the boys coverage, because that's going to be a little difficult to juggle all of that timing wise. Matter of fact, I might just have to do those as separate videos. I'm not sure yet, but at the very least, Monday night, Dumb Dragons, Wednesday night, Acolyte. All right. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this one is going to be for some of y'all out there that have watched Peaky Blinders. I have not watched this show, but I have heard very good things about it. A lot of people that I know that do watch Peaky Blinders absolutely love it. And one thing that has always been kind of called for, from what I've heard from fans anyway, is that they really wish that there would be some sort of Peaky Blinders movie or a follow-up to it. And apparently that's what's happening. So it says here that the Peaky Blinders movie has been officially greenlit by Netflix. Cillian Murphy will star and executive produce. Tom Harper will direct, with Stephen Knight writing the script, and filming begins later this year. So for all of y'all Peaky Blinder fans out there, feel free to get excited. It looks like y'all wish is about to be granted. I don't know if I have time to add this to my watch list, but it's going to be one of those things that I'll want to watch down the line, probably when I run out of shows or something. But you guys let me know if you have watched Peaky Blinders. Is this a show that you are excited about? Is this a movie that you want to see? Is it even needed? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Right. Let's move on. We got another TV update. We got to go through TV stuff first. Woo! Hostel. Do y'all remember the movie Hostel? Hostel came out, what was that? 06? I want to say, I think it was in 2006. And in case y'all didn't know, Hostel was directed by Eli Roth, and it was about these kids that were, I don't know where they were, in Czechoslovakia, I don't know. They was in the Caucasus somewhere. I don't know. They was in Eastern Europe somewhere. And as they're vacationing out there, they go to a hostel, and while they're there, let's just say things get things don't turn out the way that they'd hope. Okay, it gets very, very bad. Not to give it away, but this was in the era when horror movies were starting to do more torture porn, right? And this was like those times where the body torture was in style. It was like that's when Saw was kind of coming out. You had Hostel, you had all these different movies that were trying to channel in to this fad, this trend of the body torture stuff. I will say, Hostel made me very apprehensive, because around that, I think I was in college around that time. I was like, nah, I'm staying my butt in the US. Listen, Vegas, yes. Miami, yes. Amsterdam, what? The Europes? No, nah, man. Nah, G. Nope. I'm not going, no. At that time, okay, now I've been some places otherwise, but at that time, I was like, nah, man. After watching that movie, if I can't speak the language, I'm not going there. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But Hostel was definitely a movie that I would say had an impact. It had an impact. So now they did have some sequels. The sequels were not very good. I don't remember the sequels being very good. Because the sequels kind of tried to lean more in, they just tried to get more excessive with the torture and stuff. And I was just like I don't need this shock value anymore. Like it would have been cool if y'all had an actual story going on. Like the first movie had an actual story, but the rest of it, no, I'm good. But anyway, it looks like we do have an update. And that is because there's going to be a Hostel TV series that is in the works, and Paul Giamatti is going to be attached. It says here Paul Giamatti has closed the deal to star in a Hostel TV series with the franchise's Eli Roth. And it is described as being a modern adaptation and an elevated thriller that's also a reinvention of the horror franchise that launched in 2006 and spawned 2 sequels. So that's interesting. I like Paul Giamatti. Fantastic actor, really, really good. This last award season, he almost, or at least he was in contention for winning some awards for The Holdovers, also a solid movie. Eli Roth, I'm a little iffy on him because I wouldn't say he's like the best of directors. It almost felt as though Hostel was a bit of a fluke because his other movies, what was it? Inferno, something, Green Inferno. He did Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves. His other movies just didn't translate very well. Not to me anyway. So I'm a little iffy on him being involved, even though he did do the first Hostel movie. So, okay. But I don't know what he's like as a TV director. So that's different. Or executive producer. That's different than full feature films. But if Paul Giamatti's involved, I'm more optimistic because Paul Giamatti don't really miss. Like the guy can act his tail off. He's a great, great presence on and not only in movies but also in TV. So I am a little interested. I'm gonna wait for a trailer though. I'm a little curious as to what exactly Paul's role is gonna be. Like, is he gonna be the person running the hostels? Because I don't think he's gonna be a traveler or nothing like that. So I'm guessing he's gonna be a villain. They said that he was gonna play a key role. Well, a key role in a hostel sounds like you running the hostel. So that's my guess right now. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Are you interested in a Hostel TV series? Is this something that you will tune in for? Do you need more information? Or maybe you're good on this and you're like, I'll pass. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Last of Us. So Last of Us was, I would say, a hit for HBO Max. Based off of one of the better games out there. This definitely, we covered it here and I had a great time with it. And of course, and we're not going to spoil it for people that don't know what's going to happen, but they did green light the next season, of course, and that is happening. But we have an interview from the showrunners and basically the guys behind the video game as well. And they talk about what we can expect for the future of Last of Us, just this franchise, because I highly doubt it's going to be just 2 seasons, right? They've already announced a couple characters that were going to be cast. But I thought this interview was kind of interesting and something worth sharing. So let's kind of go through it. It says here in the article, when season 2 finally arrives in 2025, it will be shorter than season 1. And it's only going to have 7 episodes. Wow. But the good news is that a potential 3rd season will be significantly larger and possibly bigger in scope. And there could very well be a season 4 coming behind it, according to the series co-creators. Plus, one of season 2 episodes will be quite big in length. All right. So, the way I'm kind of interpreting that, I'm a little discouraged that season two is only 7 episodes. I'm a little like, the 7 episode thing does not always feel good to me. I don't always like that too much. But if one of those episodes is going to be a little bit or quite big, as they say, I'm guessing the episode will probably be like an hour long or so instead of just 45 minutes, maybe. But what's interesting to me is the idea of season 3 being significantly larger. So significantly to me kind of sounds as though y'all about to expand this in a big way. And what I'm hoping doesn't happen, I'm hoping they don't go Walking Dead with this. I'm hoping, because it's already kind of giving Walking Dead vibes. I'm hoping we not about to have like 3-4 different stories going on, and those 3-4 stories are going to turn into potential spin-offs, and then it just balloons out of control. I hope we don't go that far with it. Now, I have not played these games. I know what happens in the games, but I haven't played them. So I don't know exactly how much they're going to get into these things. But it sounds like they have a lot that they at least want to get out and show us. So that could be interesting. And let's not forget, Pedro Pascal, my man's a busy man. He's a Marvel man now. So as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, how much time is he going to have? Now, again, we're not going to spoil nothing here, but how much you got in this, man? What you going, how much you finna do with all this? You got time? I don't know. But we do have a little bit more from the co-creators here. They said here the story material that we got from part 2 of the game is way more than the story material that was in the first game. So part of what we had to do from the start was figure out how to tell the story across seasons. When you do that, you look for natural breakpoints. And as we laid it out this season, the national breakpoint, I think natural, felt like it came after 7 episodes. So, okay, according to them, 7 episodes just made sense for the sake of the story. One thing that the co-creator said is that they will not do, one thing they won't do is get beyond the existing source material the way fellow HBO genre drama Game of Thrones carried on after covering the published 5 novels and George R.R. Martin series. Oh my gosh, that is great. That is great. So in other words, they're not trying to push this series to go beyond whatever the games have given you already. To me, that sounds like they got a starting line and an ending line, a finish line, and I'm cool with that. Because the moment you start pushing this stuff outside of the boundaries, I'm not saying it's an automatic fail, but I will say that it will come with some risk. Because now you're going to have people, maybe the gamers are going to feel a certain way, maybe the TV viewers are going to feel a certain way. And how long is that going to go? Because I don't know. Is there a Last of Us 3 coming out? I don't know if I think there was. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. But I don't know if they're even going to do another Last of Us game. I feel like there's money on the table. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. But let's see. They got a little bit more here. They said it says here, as part of that, season 2 of the series will be revisiting events from season 1. They said here the 2 stories are so interconnected that inevitably we're going to be touching on things from the first season or the first game because there is a continuation of those characters. Aha! So basically, we about to go back and milk season 1. That's what I read from that. We got, a couple of things that were in season 1. We gonna milk all of that stuff, stretch this bad boy out, and that's what's gonna be season 2. Okay, all right, that makes a little more sense, and maybe that gives a little cover because, again, Pedro Pascal, I don't know, I think he finished all his work before he signed on to Marvel, but this could be an easy way to deal with his character. I don't know. But you guys let me know. How do you feel about this news for The Last of Us season 2? Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to it? Are you kind of iffy, or maybe you don't care? Whatever you think, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Anthony, so 3 is in development. Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. So it does look like it is going to be something that they will do. All right, Tony, what you got? Thank you so much. What is it about Millennium Media that makes them a notorious crazy studio? Probably they go off the box office and make grindhouse films and crazy films. So if I'm not mistaken, I want to say like Millennium Media, they're the ones that do stuff like what was it? They did the Expendables, I want to say. They did the Expendables, Hitman's Bodyguard, Angels Fallen. I think it is box office. I mean, when you go and do low budget movies, because action films, you don't need a crazy budget. You're trying to make that money. And whatever it takes, and they probably work better not only getting enough money in theaters, but they probably end up working out on the streaming platforms too. Like some of these movies, their budgets are so low, even if they make, I don't know, if the budget is like 10 million or something and they make 60, that's a good turnout. And then you go flip that on streaming and you probably cut whatever deal that way. That's not bad. If it ain't broke, clearly they're not going to fix it. So I could see that being one of the reasons. But thank you so much. All right. Next up, I think we're going to stay on TV. We got an update for The Boys. So The Boys is coming to Prime Video. And The Boys is one of my favorite shows. Ever since it came out, I mean, it has found a way to just keep you invested and keep shocking you season after season. Every time I think The Boys has found some sort of peak, they just go to another level. And the show, of course, about superheroes based off of the comic book, has been very, very enjoyable. And this is the main showrunner, Eric Kripke. And he's talking about in this interview the length of the series. Right now, season 4 is coming out. And as we've talked about, season 5 has already been greenlit. Okay, it was already greenlit. So he kind of talks about that a little bit here. He says, my last show, Supernatural, I said 5 seasons for sure. And then that mofo went 15. So I'm mostly going to keep my mouth shut because creatively 5 feels like a good round number for The Boys. Now The Boys has been renewed for the 5th season, and that's even before the 4th season has been renewed. Now, let me just say this. I love Supernatural. Now, I have been a fan of Supernatural. I didn't know he was involved with it. So that's kind of interesting. And that that explains why Jensen Ackles and Jeffrey Dean Morgan came in on The Boys. Now I get the connection. But it's very apparent if you've watched Supernatural that it absolutely should have stopped after season 5. There was no more obvious of a stopping point. Like, not the season. I mean, stopped the whole show after season 5. It was phenomenal. But yeah, they done stretched that sucker all the way to 15 seasons. I stopped after season 7, I think. Season 7, I was like, man, y'all milking this sucker too much. I think, what was it, season 14, 15? Wasn't that when they threw Scooby-Doo in there? Please don't do this with the boys. Please don't do this. Like, tell the story, have fun. I don't want to see Scooby-Doo with the boys. I don't want to see that. Don't do what happened with Supernatural. And I like the show. Listen, I love it. But I can't do 15 seasons. That's too much. It's too much. It's too watered down. I don't like it like that. But hopefully the boys will stick the landing and keep it nice and tight, you know. But the boys are going woke. Or have they? Well, Gripe has been talking about this, and he said some interesting things about what the boys is all about. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the boys is an interesting parallel or commentary on today's times, except they just so happen to use superheroes. And it's it's pretty evident that they will take certain things in our culture, in our society, in our politics, and sprinkle it all throughout, the season. I mean, what was it? Was Storm, what was that girl's name? Storm, whatever, the Nazi chick. Like, she was talking very similarly like some people were talking during that time frame. So, is the boys going woke? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on who wants to, define it. But the showrunner, Eric Kripke, had an interview, and he had a couple comments that I thought were pretty interesting. Stormfront. Thank you. Stormfront. I was going to call her Storm Chaser. So one of the questions was about the boys featuring a presidential race being undermined by fascists and forces like that. And they were asking Eric, was that always your intent? So he said here, look, when, Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen and him were pitching this back in 2016, he said, we just wanted to do a very realistic version of a superhero show, one where superheroes are celebrities behaving badly. Trump, aka Donald Trump, presidential frontrunner at this point, Republican frontrunner, was he's not really getting the nomination, is he? Guy. When he got elected, we had a metaphor that said more about the current world. Suddenly, we were telling a story about the intersection of celebrity and authoritarianism and how social media and entertainment are used to sell fascism. We're right in the eye of the storm. And once we realized that, I just felt an obligation to run in that direction as far as we could. Well, in case you didn't know, it seems as though the boys has taken Trump specifically and a lot of the political movement and momentum around him. So let's just say the MAGA movement, and they've incorporated that into the boys. And in case you really didn't get it, Trump is Homelander. Homelander is Trump. And I think probably the most obvious example would be in the end of season 3, where Homelander literally commits an act of violence in the middle of the street, and that echoes what Trump has said at his rallies or whatever, that, hey, I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and I'll be fine, right? So it looks like the boys took his commentary and said, what would that look like if a celebrity who pushes authoritarianism would do that? And guess what? We saw that, right? Now we're going to see the after effects of that in season 4. But he goes on a little bit more in this interview. And when they talked about how The Boys is parallel to current events and stuff, he said, listen, it's not a spoiler to say that the first episode of season 4, Homelander, is on trial. A big concern is, can you convict someone that powerful of a crime? And what does that mean for the various supporters of the people protesting him? Did I know it was going to come out during Trump's trial? Of course not. But we write what we're either scared of or pissed off about. So, in other words, because some people might be like, oh my gosh, how could they write this stuff so early? Listen, they write these things almost like a year in advance. By the time it takes for them to shoot everything and all that, like there's a good couple of months, maybe even a year in between that time. So he's basically saying, no, I didn't know Trump was going to be on trial, but I kind of played it out as like, what if he was? And it just so happened that it is, right? And for those of you that don't know, Trump just got found guilty on 34 charges of basically trying to cover up, for cooking the books, and deceiving, political campaigns or whatever it is. So to deceiving voters, whatever. So he got them 34 charges. I'm curious if Homelander finna get hit with 34 charges too. If they do that, I'm just gonna bust out laughing because I just think that'll just be too funny that they'll go that obvious with it. But it is interesting that these parallels are nothing new, right? We've seen these parallels within X-Men. X-Men will sit here and take things like discrimination against Black people, discrimination against the LGBTQ community, and they'll just be like, yo, this is what it looks like, but we just gonna sprinkle some superpowers on it. That's what the boys are doing right now. What do you do when one of the most powerful people who has a legion of fans who wants to be an authoritarian leader? What do you do when they try to take power? What do you do when you try to hold them accountable? What happens to the people that try to protest them? What happens to the people that support them? What happens? Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, that's the boys. So I think he said something else here. So, of course, some people were pushing back on the boys doing these social parallels, political parallels. And Kripke does respond to it here. And he says here, I clearly have a perspective, and I'm not shy about putting that perspective in the show. Anyone who wants to call the show woke or whatever, that's okay. Go watch something else. But I'm certainly not going to pull any punches or apologize for what we're doing. Some people who watch it think Homelander is the hero. What do you say to that? I mean, do y'all? Do y'all do y'all really see Homelander? I know maybe not everybody, but I'm just saying, if you do see Homelander as a hero, I have to question your sense of judgment. I do. I really have to. You're okay with a superhero just killing people in the middle of the streets? You're okay with a superhero that's just bending the laws and threatening people and, you okay with that? Abusing power? Trying to be a dictator? Yeah. It's a little hard to swallow there, So, you know, I like the fact that we have these types of shows that will do these parallels, mainly because something needs to give with some people. And like I said with the X-Men, sometimes people don't get it. Sometimes people don't see that what's happening in real life, and I'm not saying what it is or what it isn't, but like sometimes people cannot distinguish or critically think or see beyond their tribalism or, you know, whatever their social media feed shows them, and they just believe that. I mean, it worries me that we're in a state today where everybody thinks things are rigged, no one can trust anything, or at least that's what they want to believe, and there's a conspiracy, and that, you know, like, what are we doing? So if you have a TV show that can maybe allow your brain to take a break, but still seep in the message and be like, you know, this is wild, right? You do realize this is not okay, right? Maybe that'll help some folks. I don't know, because I'm a fan of critical thinking. I want everyone to be free to think about what they want, but I hope they do it critically. I mean, I ain't gonna name no names, but I'm like, I've had conversations with friends where I'm like, we can't even agree on facts. Facts. Things that are true. We can't agree on that. That's scary to me. That is scary. But anyway, what do y'all think about the boys being woke? What do you think about the boys showrunner clearly making Homelander a parallel to Trump? And you know, and so on, right? Like, do you think that these shows should just stay in a vacuum and fantasy and just, you know, not really mirror these things? Or do you think it's effective? Do you think it's helpful that they do have this type of commentary? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. uh, 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 uh. Boom, Didier, what you got? The boys is like South Park is both woke and inflammatory at the same time. Man, listen, I haven't watched South Park in a long time, but I will say that I have appreciated how South Park will push the envelope at times and at least get a message out there. I'll say that, because I don't, you know, I don't know. I'm not caught up all the way on like how far South Park has gotten. I heard the last time they did something was about Ozempic or something like that. So I haven't caught up. But yes, they absolutely will be inflammatory, and yeah, and they will push certain parallels, and they'll put it more in your face though. Like they will take that issue and really just bam right there, you know, for you to see. But thank you so much for that. Blue, what's up? That's Mr. Bobby Wright. What's going on? I haven't caught it live in a minute. Hope everyone is good. Keep spreading that good movie news, E-Man. Hey, thank you so much. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you coming through and being here on the live. Let's see here. Tony, what you got? They tend to go by the Canon film model. Oh, you're talking about Millennium Media. They tend to go by the Canon film model and make mostly low budget films, and most of them are profitable. Texas Chainsaw 3D was panned from critics but made over $47 million with the box office budget of $9 million. There you go. That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, if the money makes sense, why would they stop? It doesn't need to be critically acclaimed or well loved, or it doesn't even need to be fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. People still are showing up, and it costs so little that you making money. Listen, I don't care how much the amount is. If I told you I will give you 6 times whatever your investment is, you are going to want to jump into that project. You're going to want to get in on that business. Get 6 times what you put in. That's a good business model to me. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you holding down the channel with your support. All right. Let's get this out the way. I saw people talking about this online, and I can't say that I'm surprised, because at this point, it's just, I don't know if it's tiring. I don't know if it's played out. I'm not sure, but I'm still I don't, am I surprised? I guess I'm curious why people still want to react as much as they do to these things, especially when it comes to Star Wars, right? So, in a recent interview for the Acolyte, I saw that this was kind of making the rounds. The people, the interviewer was bringing stuff up about the Acolyte, and we'll talk about the interview. I'll go into it. And all of a sudden, I saw people just being like, "Oh my gosh, Star Wars, they're doing it again. Agenda!" And I'm just kind of like, y'all not tired? Like, y'all not, first of all, let's just say this real quick. If y'all don't like something, why do y'all keep watching it? I mean, simple question. If you don't like what somebody is doing, why do you keep watching? Why? Now, unless you're a film critic like me and you are forced to be in a position to, cover these things and talk about, I don't get it. Y'all got free time. Y'all got way more freedom than I do. Why do some of y'all watch things that y'all don't like? I think that says less about the creatives and it might say more about you. Why do you like stress? I chose this profession. I chose this lane. Y'all can choose what y'all want to watch. I'm just saying, y'all know this stuff trigger you. Stop being. Why do you like being triggered? What do you get from it? I don't get it. Anyway. We're gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to that. So in this interview, one of the interviewers said that the Acolyte is the gayest. Oh no, it is the gayest installment in the sci-fi franchise by considerable margin. And when the director was asked this, she said, "No, I don't think so." So she doesn't think that it's the gayest thing ever. But she says, "And yet people have told me that it is the gayest Star Wars. And I'm frankly," and the interviewer said, "Are you offended?" And she said, "No, I'm into it." Now, as you can see right here, they're all joking. Okay, they're joking here. Okay, like if you watch the clip, they're just having fun with all of this. That's all they're doing. Okay, but of course, some people have taken this and run 150 miles with it. So let's kind of revisit this conversation, because I've seen people reacting to the last time I talked about having criticisms when they were talking about sexism and racism and what can you do to talk about these things. And let me kind of give some other thoughts on this, right? First off, just to reiterate, it is okay. Man, let me say this slowly for some of the people in the back. It is okay to criticize a movie or a TV show on certain elements like the writing or the acting or the storytelling or the editing or the sound or the visuals. It is okay to criticize that. You don't have to like them all. You could like them. It's okay. Okay. Let me help the other people that don't understand when that becomes problematic. It becomes problematic when you conflate legitimate criticisms with bigotry. When you put bigotry and criticisms together, you sound like a bigot. You know why? Because bigots are like dirt. They're like mud. It's like crap. And legit criticisms, it's like food. You know, some people like it hot, some like it cold. It's all good. Good criticism, bad criticism. But if you take some crap, and if you take some mud, you take some poop, and you put it over the food, it really doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, does it? Are you going to eat it? So let's be very clear. If you don't like how something is, just say, hey, that story, it's weak. Man, that character, not interesting. That's fine. But if you start sitting here saying, man, every time they put black people in something, it's bad. Are you saying that black people are automatically leading to bad writing? Like, what are you doing? Uh-oh, here come more of the gays. So are you saying that gay people being featured is automatically a bad thing? You're falling into the isms. So let me give a better example. Because I'm going to disprove the whole idea that agenda pushing is a bad thing. I'm going to disprove it right now. X-Men 97. They had an agenda. The agenda was to focus more on the female characters that really didn't get highlighted. You had Jean be highlighted. You had Storm be highlighted. You had Jubilee be highlighted. You had Rogue be highlighted. Where were all the complaints? Did y'all see them? I didn't. Where were all the complaints? Why? Because it was written very well. Great. Let's go back to Obi-Wan, Moses Ingram. She actually received racist, bigoted comments. You're just a diversity hire. Hey, N-word, go back where you came from. Stuff like that. We're not talking about the people that said, I didn't like your character. We're not talking to you. Be quiet. Stop typing. Be quiet. I'm talking about the people that commented on her race and her ethnicity that had nothing to do with her acting. That's who I'm talking to. Her character was actually not well written, in my opinion. Her character, not well written. That's legitimate. It has nothing to do with the agenda. It has everything to do with the fact that they didn't make the story compelling. So you had two examples of women being pushed, but one was good writing and the other one, not so much. Let's go back with LGBTQ. You go back to, we just talked about The Last of Us. In The Last of Us, they had a whole episode about a gay couple. Last time I checked, that episode practically, I don't know if it won it, but it was an award nominated or considered episode. It was one of the better episodes in The Last of Us. Where was all the agenda talk? And even if it was there, it meant nothing because the episode was so good. It was that good. So to bring this full circle with the Acolyte, are there probably going to be some gay elements in there? Probably, maybe. So what? It's a galaxy far, far away. Why do y'all care about this fiction? It ain't got nothing to do with your life. And it's fiction. And here's the thing. Even if it is an agenda being pushed, I'll give you that. Even if they're like, yeah, we want more LGBTQ, we want more women. Let's just say they want that. Is it well done? Is the story compelling? Is the acting good? That's all I care about. Because if it's not, I'm not going to be interested. I don't care if they want to push more black people, more women, more LGBTQ. Basically, I don't care if they want to push anything that's not a straight white male centered thing, because I like all of those perspectives, not just one. I like all of those perspectives, but we just want them well executed. So to me, it's less about agendas and it's more just about the actual content. And I would stress to everyone that has an issue, talk about the content and less about the agendas. You will sound more credible with your critique when you go that route. People will be more willing to listen to what you have to say when you talk about the actual issues of the acting, characters, plot, all of that, rather than agendas. I'm just saying. I be trying to help y'all. Some of y'all don't listen to me, but that's okay. So anyway, in terms of this joke, this thing that they were doing with the Acolyte, I don't care. I don't care if this is the gayest Star Wars there is. Because to be honest, and if you were there when we were doing our little Acolyte, interview review or whatever, the Acolyte got bigger problems on its hands. Okay? You got bigger problems with the certain, I'm not going to ruin it for people that ain't watched it yet, but you got issues with the writing already. Okay, some of that stuff is predictable. The action sequences, I mean, we get one or two here and there. Listen, y'all got other issues to worry about, and I would say more legitimate criticisms levied against the show. I mean, it's early. It's only the first 2 episodes, rather than worrying about how gay this show is. I don't care. I told you I was here for the ninjas. Okay, ninjas, lightsabers, dark side. That's why I came. Okay, first and foremost. So yeah, I don't really care about all this other stuff. I'm more so here for, are you telling me good stories and how are you going about it? So I don't know, guys, maybe this is something that you care about. Maybe it's something you don't care about. Whatever you think, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, I'm gonna get to my boy Angel, because Angel always got something to say. You always got something to say. You be thinking I don't see you, boy. I be seeing you. No, okay, let's see. You said maybe they need to stop forcing their views on things we enjoy. Have you thought of that? Yes, I have. I have. And guess what? They have the money, and they are the creators, and they can put out whatever they want. Have you thought about the fact that you don't have to watch it? No one's forcing you to watch what they put out. And here's what I've always told y'all. When you don't like something, don't feed into it. And if you don't feed into it, it hurts their pockets. And we all know at the end of the day, Hollywood or whoever, they gonna look at that money. That money's gonna talk. That money is always gonna talk. So if the ratings go down and they see that people don't care, it won't matter. It won't matter, right? So to me, like I said, I think it's very simple. If you like it, watch it. If you don't. I don't like it. Ain't that serious? It ain't that serious. But anyway, we'll move on. Okay. Oh, wait. I think I had something else. Hold on. Okay, I see this is gonna be the theme of the night. I should have worn my woke shirt today. Tony, back at it. The answer is that it is a moneymaker for Disney channels, and just the word woke makes them a lot of money, and plus it's anything Disney and Star Wars. I don't know if there's enough evidence to prove that making things woke contributes to money. I will say that I think it's more true that it will equal attention. It's clickbaity. And it's ironic to me because the same people that don't like wokeness are giving these shows attention, which warrant the shows to continue. This is why I kept saying, if you don't like it, which is your right, everyone has the right to feel how they want to feel. If you don't like it, stop giving it energy. Every time people go on, this is so woke, I don't like this agenda. Y'all are giving it clickbait. Y'all are giving it views. Y'all are giving it attention. Y'all are making it trend. You guys are literally feeding the thing that you don't like, that you actually keep watching. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Ignore it. That's the number one way to make anything in Hollywood go away. Ignore it. If you don't like it, don't talk about it. Don't tweet it. Don't click on nothing. Don't engage. Listen, Twitter got a whole word filter where you can block stuff. Just do that, but yeah, I don't know if it always translates to making money, but I will say that it definitely translates into attention, like at this point. But I'm just more surprised that people keep falling for it. I don't understand why people that don't like it keep falling for that woke trap. If you see something's woke, y'all should just be like, oh, That's the thing we're not going to look at. If you don't like that's the thing we're not going to engage in. So I don't know why people keep falling for it. I don't know why. But thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate you. Hey, are y'all arguing in the comments? I haven't read the comments. I don't know. I know I be giving my man Angel some pushback on Twitter and stuff. We be going at it sometimes, and that's cool. It's all in love, by the way. I don't want nobody to, get all bad about it. It's all in love. Let's talk about y'all movie. So, Fast 11 is approaching. And I think that it's clear how I feel about this franchise. But I don't know what they're going to do with it. We heard last time that they were going to go back to their roots, so to speak. Now, I've said that they should have done this a long time ago. I said that, listen, after Fast 9, which was a disaster, they should have been like, you know what? We're not doing all this international Avengers spy game anymore. Because every time they've done it, they've been losing money. They've been like, it's not as profitable as it could be. Then you had that whole feud with The Rock, and it's been a mess. It's just been a mess. Now, it seems as though y'all movie got a new update. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We'll see. It says here, the previous writers attached was Oren Uziel, who did Cloverfield Paradox, and Christina Hodson that did The Flash. Okay. If y'all have seen the Cloverfield Paradox, I'm sorry. If you haven't seen the Cloverfield Paradox, congratulations. The movie was trash. And I love Cloverfield. I like the first Cloverfield. I love the second one as well with John Goodman. Really, really good. That third one, trash. Why would y'all get that writer on? And then The Flash, you got the writer from The Flash that did the last one. It's like people just be I understand people need second chances and stuff like that, but some of these writers, it's like you can't tell when somebody just ain't got it, and you gonna put them on a big budget movie. Okay. Anyway, Vin Diesel went on IG, and nobody got taken hostage, so I think we're okay. No hostages yet. He went ahead and he revealed something that apparently Fast 11 is going to be written by Zach Dean instead of Uziel and Hodson. Okay. So they are changing the writer for Fast 11. Now, Zach Dean, I'm not too familiar with him, so I had to pull up his resume. Let's see. So his previous thing. Wait a minute. He did Fast X? Okay, he did Tomorrow War. I do like Tomorrow War. That I did. Well, hold on. I like Tomorrow War all the way until the very end because the writing got stupid. I ain't never seen none of these other things. What is it? Deadfall, 24 Hours to Live. No, I ain't watched that. Fast, bro, you did. Hold on. Tell me he wasn't like the writer for Fast X. Okay, he was one of the writers on Fast X. Why do they do this? This ain't even smart business. If I'm a business person and I had a team that worked on a project, and let's just say that project lost me money, hurt my company's reputation. Y'all just failed. Why am I going to say, you know what, Johnson? Come on aboard the next project. Why would I do this? Why would I do this? I'm not talking to nobody that's involved with Fast X. Not one person. All of y'all fired. Get some new blood in here. Let's try something different. What did they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. I don't have anything else. Because at this point, I don't think they care anymore. I don't think they care anymore. I think that they just want to keep it in the family. Clearly, they're like, yo, that's my boy, so you come on board. You know, I don't think that they're really trying to make these movies better. I don't think they care. It's not their money anyway, right? And the studios are the ones that are greenlighting these things. So listen, whatever happens, they're going to get what they're going to get. Y'all let me know. What do you think about this update for Fast 11? Do you like the fact that they're taking one of the writers from Fast X and basically giving them Fast 11? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Like that Sony energy. This that Sony energy all over again. Blue Exit is what you like. What you got? Don't you love when positive black slang, aka woke, gets hijacked and turned negative? First episode was good. If the writing and the action is good, it's all good. Yeah. I think you're talking about Acolyte as well. Listen, I'm not ready to condemn the Acolyte. I think it has 8 episodes. I just don't think it's a strong start, but maybe it picks up. You know, maybe things will twist and turn and action picks up. I don't know. We'll find out later. At least from the trailers, we did see there was like one dark side person and a whole bunch of Jedi. So, hey, yo, maybe they about to get busy. I don't know. But we'll see. But yeah, the whole hijacking thing, it's tired. It's so tired. You know, I mean, look how long it took us to reclaim one word, you know, and that's still shaky in itself too. I'm tired of it. But thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna save that one. Okay. Quiet one, what you got? As someone who has been a lifelong Star Wars fan, my observation of the fandom since Disney took over the IP, the fans that don't like the direction of Star Wars complain whenever they drop anything. I admit Disney had some Star Wars misses indeed. Me too. I mean, y'all know, did we not collectively tear Boba Fett a new one? Even Obi-Wan, you know, which had a great little fight scene. That was a great scene, but overall, Obi-Wan was lacking. You know, Star Wars and the new trilogy, trash. So yes, 110. Han Solo. I'm sorry, Solo. Ooh, can't even say it. That movie, not good. Yes, they have absolutely had some misses, and in my opinion, are totally deserving of that criticism for sure. But yeah, if you're gonna complain about everything, every time, why are you still here? Just stop. Like, it's too much stress. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, I know I have done it. Unfortunately, I've watched every Fast and Furious movie, but if I was a fan that was not tied down to doing this kind of stuff, I'd be like, man, let me go watch Star Trek. You know, let me move on. But bro, I hear you. I hear you. All right, let's get moving. How we doing on time? Ooh, I think we doing all right on time. I like that. Guys, I'm feeling. Is it too early to call? Yeah, it might be too early. I can't call it. I want to call it. Because I think we're making good time. I want to call it. Over under. Are we gonna make it? Over under. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Are we gonna make it? Over under. I feel like we gonna make it. I feel like it. Let's see. I got another one here. So Lupita Nyong'o. So Lupita is one of the most talented actresses out there in Hollywood. Still to this day, I think that she was robbed of getting nominated in Us, Jordan Peele's Us. She was fantastic in that. Of course, y'all know her from Black Panther and all of that. And she's going to be in the upcoming movie, The Quiet Place movie. But she was interviewed recently. And hopefully I don't forget this, but I got to tell you something about The Quiet Place too. I got to tell y'all something. I'll save that for later. But she was interviewed recently about, what was something in her career that has irritated her the most. And I thought it was kind of interesting what she mentioned as an actor, that she just, this thing grinds her gears. So it says here, Oscar winner was asked about what irritates her the most about being an actor. And she said, interviews. You asked, I have to be honest, I'm going to tell you. Hold on, wait a minute. How are you sitting in an interview and they ask you what bothers you the most? And you like, all of this interview right now, this bothers me. I mean, listen, shout out to her being honest, but like, golly. But let me get into it a little bit more. She goes on and says, but she does find press junkets to be a torture technique, as different people are being ferried in to ask the same questions. She added, you have to give each one of them attention, focus, and articulate answer that you just gave to the person before. That's irritating. All right. So I can at least comment on this because I've done these things. I've been on press junkets. I've been one of those people they ferried in and was like, all right, go ask them questions. And so I can see both sides of this. I haven't been an actor and been interviewed like that, but I can understand and empathize. So first, I'm going to empathize with the sister. I totally understand where she's coming from. I mean, you have to think about it like this. These actors, when they're done with the movie, they have to sit there probably for 3-4 hours. And while they're sitting there, they got to talk to maybe like 30-40 different people. They got to do like, I'll be part of a round table, for example, with other people in the press, and it might be 20 of us. And maybe 20 of us only get 5 minutes. Well, guess what? If I only got 5 minutes, I'm going to ask the most pressing question that I think will get me clicks, get me attention, or whatever for my outlet. That's my job, right? I need to get the views. So imagine if she's doing Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. What do y'all think the number one question was for her for the past 2 hours straight in the junket? What's it like shooting without Chadwick? How are you holding up without Chadwick? They're gonna, that question is going, that same question over and over again. It's just gonna keep on happening. And it's probably another thing too. And this kind of where I'll also sympathize with her is where my issue comes in more so with other press. If you are a member of the press, I need you to do me a favor and do the stars a favor, because I understand we need our views, we need our clicks and all that. Take some time and actually research who you're talking to. Look, I can't tell you, like, it will take me usually a day or so to really get behind who I'm talking to, because I need to watch what they've said before. I need to see like what they, I'm not gonna give y'all all my tips now, but I do my research. And the point of doing research is to, one, you don't want to sound like everyone else, because as she just mentioned, it is irritating. And two, you want to get the talent, in this case Lupita, you want to get them energized. You want them to feel good about this already boring or irritating process. So if you guys notice, a lot of times in my interview, I'll do something or I'll say something that maybe they weren't expecting, or maybe I'll take something that they've already answered and I'll be like, I know you talked about this, but how can, what about that? And that kind of gets them like, listen, one of the most satisfying things from someone on the press side is when you hear the talent say, oh, that's an interesting question, or, ooh, I never thought of it like that. Like, when you can get that from them, that's when you know you just woke them up. That's when you know, like, all right, I'm not just going to give you that same old answer that I gave 15 other people. Now I'm going to talk to you, and those are usually the best interviews. So I hear Sister Lupita. On the other hand, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. So I gave y'all all the positives. Press can be irritating. The junket can be tiresome. Getting the same question. I hear you. I'm with you. And yes, the press, y'all better step it up. Listen, I don't get all the access. A lot of times, and by the way, let me give one more point to Lupita. A lot of times, this is on the studios. The studios will only invite, more often than not, the same people. It be the same people in the room all the time. So I think this is more of an indictment against them than anything else. Studio, maybe mix it up a little bit. Maybe, listen, maybe Deadline, Variety, and Hollywood Reporter, maybe you don't need all three of them. It's all the same audience anyway. Because if you mix it up, you might get different questions. The interviews might not be so irritating. Just saying. But that was the positive. The negative, ma'am, this is your job. It's your job. Okay, now I get it. Everybody got a job, a 9 to 5, or whatever you do. There are irritating parts of your job. So that's true. It's okay. But it is your job. But I'm a little hard pressed to sit here with my, keeping my head above water self and feel too sad for a multimillionaire that's getting paid, I don't know, a couple $1,000,000 for this movie, that movie, and you got to sit down for a couple of days out the whole year and talk to some press about your movie. And the more you talk to those press, the more eyeballs get on that movie, which only increase your benefit and your paycheck later. In other words, y'all gonna pay me a couple $1,000,000? How many people you want me to talk to and for how long? Listen, I'll grab a whole notepad. I'll just be like, yes, what brought me to this movie was the script. Like, oh, okay. My biggest challenge was preparing for this role. Oh, we're done. Thank you. Cut the check. I don't care how long that takes. let's not act as though these actors are doing this for an extended period of time. You're doing it for a certain amount of months, yeah. But you know what they're also doing? They're flying them around the studio. They're getting catering, they're dressed up, they're getting their makeup done, they're getting flown out all across the world, they're seeing and talking to all different types of people and all that. Oh, it's so hard. So hard. So I can see it on both sides. That's all I'm saying. I understand it's irritating. I also understand it's part of your job. You know, it is what it is. And I understand that, yeah, some interviewers are lazy and they suck. And the studios need to do a better job. I'm not saying go get them TikTokers. You know, maybe holler at your boy a couple times. But, you know, things could be better. But anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think about Lupita's commentary here? You know, I mean, I respect her for being honest about it. I'm not trying to disqualify anything that she feels. She's obviously entitled to that. And she's not the only one. Other actors feel just like her too. Cillian Murphy, my man does not like doing those press runs because a lot of times people be trying to ask him personal questions and he's like, I don't want to talk about that. Now we can talk about the work, but I don't want to talk about my personal stuff, you know? So again, it's a mixed bag. But anyway, you guys let me know. What do you think? Are you on Lupita's side? Are you on the press side? Are you like, man, shut up and answer the questions? Or maybe you like, yo, maybe she right. Y'all should chill out. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Dang, not be quiet and dribble though. Dang. Last time I came, what'd you say? Mace Windu confirmed that trailer. You see a purple lightsaber. I don't know. I'm not putting none of that. I'm not getting my hopes up on nothing. Nothing with the Acolyte. Nothing. No, I am not. Y'all, I don't even watch the trailers. I don't know about none of that. Purple lights, whatever. Y'all, I'm not. I refuse to get baited into this. So I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna let the show do what it does. I'm gonna praise it when it does well, and I'm gonna critique it when it don't. So I'll go with that. But thank you so much for that. We have an update. Where is it? Let me get it first. Bam! Hunger Games. So, I don't know about y'all, but like, I've had mixed emotions about the Hunger Games. I loved the first movie. I thought the first movie was really, really good. The second one wasn't bad either. I mean, the second one turned up the action and everything, but I liked the first one and where it came from and what it was doing. It felt fresh. It felt original. I've never read the book, so you know, I always only relied on the movies. The what was it? It was the third one. It was the third one that got split into two parts. I didn't like that one too much. I thought that they just I didn't like the progression of the story for that one and the characters. It just didn't feel right. And I didn't even like the fact that they split it into two parts. Like, it just didn't feel right to me. I still haven't seen that Ballad of the Songbirds one, the prequel for the Snow character. So, you know, I just kind of fell off the bandwagon. But what is kind of interesting is I remember there was a character in the first one. Hold on, I can pull him up. This guy, Woody Harrelson's character. Now, if I recall, he was one of the guys that won one of the Hunger Games before. And he, you know, had all these issues or whatever. But if there ever was a demand for something, I was kind of curious more so about him. I was like, what happened with him? Like, what was his story, right? Well, apparently, we don't have to wonder that any longer. Because Susan Collins, the author, will drop a new Hunger Games book in 2025, and Lionsgate will release a film adaptation in 2026. The studio announced Thursday that Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping will hit theaters on November 20th, 2026. Francis Lawrence, who directed the last 4 Hunger Game movies, will be returning. It says here, Sunrise on the Reaping will revisit the world of Panem 24 years before the events of the Hunger Games, starting on the morning of the reaping of the 50th Hunger Games, also known as the second quarter quell. The book will be published on March 18th, 2025. So at least we get the book before the new adaptation comes out. It says here, in the world of the Hunger Games, Hamish Abernathy won the second quarter quell, played by Woody Harrelson in the last 4 films. Sunrise on the Reaping sounds like it seeks to recount the games that Hamish won and the horrific fallout that ensued, leading him down a path of alcoholism and depression. So I'll say that, this might be an example of us finally getting something that people asked for, because, and maybe it was just me, but I was curious about his character. I was kind of like, wait a minute, like, if we do a prequel, I wouldn't mind seeing how he won, and why did he end up the way that he ended up like that? Like, what happened? So that is something I will say that I am personally interested in. I would like to see where that goes. I was never interested in the Ballad of the Songbirds, like how Snow ended up being that way. I never cared about that. Because to me, I'm like, man, whatever. Bad guys gonna be bad guys. But I was more interested in Woody Harrelson's character. So I like the fact that, one, we're getting the book. The book is going to be released. It's coming out earlier. I'm not going to read it, but shout out to the people that do read. And the movie's coming a little bit right after that. So, y'all let me know. Are you big Hunger Game fans? Have you read the books? Are you excited for another book? Is this a story that you were interested in? And are you looking forward to this as a prequel film? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Quiet one, what you got? As someone who watched those interviews, I appreciate when the interview takes the time to ask creative and unique questions to bring new info out of the actors. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I'll say that. It's not easy because one of the challenges in trying to come up with questions. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm talking to M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Ishana, right? And as I'm talking to her, I already know, because, she was in Chicago, Fox News gonna talk to her, the radio station's gonna talk to her, all, the Tribune gonna talk to her, like all the Chicago outlets are going to talk to her. So in my mind, I'm like, I have to already anticipate. Oh, and by the way, she already had an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. So I had to go read that. And I was like, yep, they asked her every generic question that I think was pretty obvious. For example, what was it like working with your dad? What advice did your dad give you? So I'm sitting here like, okay, you know what? I see everybody asking her those same questions, and I saw her giving pretty much the same answer. And I was like, nah, we're going to break that up. Nah, we're going to change it up. I'm going to talk about certain things that I know you talked about, but in a different way. So one thing I asked something about, like, how do you feel when people keep bringing up your dad all the time? Does anyone actually care how she feels? I'd like to know that. Would y'all? So, again, those are the type of ways that you can pivot, kind of mix it up and change it up. But yeah, that's not easy, because you not only do you have to come up with something new, but you have to anticipate what other people are going to say or ask, so that way you can already be in your own lane and get something fresh. So I did get that. I got a couple other things in there that I think some people, if you're interested in the movie, if you like The Watchers, I think you'll like the interview that I had. And unfortunately, again, I could not put it on video. Studio was not playing nice, so it is what it is. Did I mix that up? Okay, let's do this one. This is gonna be a quick one, but guys, we've talked about this multiple times. Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU as Iron Man. I mean, clearly the way he left, according to even the Russo brothers, it was the perfect ending, right? And we already know how much Marvel doesn't want to undo certain endings, but then again, they brought back Deadpool, Wolverine, and Deadpool. But Tony Stark had a full, complete arc ever since 2008 with Iron Man. And for a full 10 years, my man had a full story arc that I think we all enjoyed. And he went out with a bang, no pun intended. So the question was always about like, yo, should he come back? Is it going to be a big deal if he comes back? I don't know. So it's interesting because you have the multiverse. And I believe that if Downey comes back and he's a variant, I believe that now we're in a place where we are conditioned enough to understand that if a variant from the 121 universe shows up of Tony Stark, that won't undo what Robert Downey did in the 616 version of Tony Stark. This is again a concern of Kevin Feige, right? Feige's been, in interviews saying that like, nah, we can't undo what he did. We're not gonna go back. Blah blah blah. Now this could be cap. Okay, let's be honest. This could all be straight up cap, because I think in a similar way that Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine is clearly going to be a boost for the Deadpool movie. If you tell folks Tony Stark is coming back in Avengers 5 or 6 or whatever, I feel like that's a moneymaker right there. It's a selling point. Now, let's not forget, you still have the issue of paying Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey signed a unique contract with Marvel where he gets a piece of the back end money. He gets some of that box office revenue. And in case you forgot, the Avengers movies are billion-dollar franchise. It's a billion-dollar lane in itself. Robert Downey, if I'm not mistaken, over those 4 Avengers movies has made somewhere close to like $400 million real Tony Stark money off of these Avengers. So if he comes back, even if it's just for a little quick feature, he's getting Spider-Man Homecoming, I think he made like 10 million for like 5 minutes of airtime or whatever. My man gonna make a nice little paycheck just by showing up. So in the past, Downey's been like, I don't know if I'll come back. I got all these things I want to do. Blah, 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 blah. Now, hey, shout out to him. He went and did Oppenheimer and he won the Oscar for it. He was fantastic in it. Now his other stuff, Dr. Dolittle and all that, ain't nobody checking for all that. But he was great in Oppenheimer. It was a nice come up for him. But recently, the question has been asked, yo, would you come back? And we talked about it last time. He was like, sure. But there was another interview with Jodie Foster, Robert Downey, and they were sitting down and they were talking about this. They were talking about this was actors interviewing actors. And Foster asked them the question again. She said, listen, would you think of putting the suit back on again for Tony Stark? And this time he said, it's just crazily in my DNA. Probably the most like me character I've ever played, even though he's way cooler than I am. I've become surprisingly open-minded to the idea. Of course you're open-minded to the idea. You open-minded to that money, sir. Let's not play no games. Come on, man. Listen. I too would be surprisingly open-minded to $1 billion. Who gonna turn that down? Bro, you not turning nothing down based off of that contract you signed. Surprisingly open-minded. Yeah, stop playing. Stop playing. Listen, you got your Oscar. You're accomplished. You're set. You're good. You even made your past Avengers money. You don't need more money. You're okay. But who gonna say no to more money? Surprisingly open-minded. Yeah, okay. Now I will agree with him. It definitely is in his DNA. Tony Stark is the most natural. It's the easiest role Robert Downey could play. This man don't even be playing Tony Stark, and I'm like, that's Tony Stark. That's how much they are in line and in sync with each other. But listen, Robert Downey's getting older. You know, somebody look up, how old is Robert Downey? Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Robert Downey junior age. How old is he? My man is 59 years old. Where's Kevin Hart? Damn, 59 years old. Let me see one more thing. How many? He got 2 kids. No, he got 3 kids. Whatever. My man is almost 60 and he got some kids. You don't want to get that retirement payday? You don't want to leave a little bread for the young ones? My man trying to go out with a big bang. That's all. Another big bang in the bank. Big bang in the bank. Surprisingly open. Sir, please stop. Please stop. Just say you want that money. But anyway, guys, what do y'all think about Robert Downey surprisingly being open to coming back as Tony Stark? Do you think he should come back as Tony Stark? Do you think he should chill the heck out and just go enjoy his $400-something million and go do some other movies? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We making great time. All them doubters. Let me be quiet though, because I know. Marvel had a meeting, y'all. So the internet has been going crazy earlier this week about a certain meeting that happened with Marvel with a certain director, and everybody was just like, oh man, what's going down? What's happening? What is this? Listen, let's just cut straight to the chase. Jordan Peele has met apparently with Marvel Studios, and this has really got a lot of people talking. Now listen, Jordan Peele is one of my favorite directors so far. Get Out, fantastic. Us, I understand, has some mixed reviews from people. I liked it. I ended up liking it. Once I kind of understood where he was coming from, I liked it. Nope. Wasn't his best, but it was fine. Nope was fine. But I am always looking forward to seeing what Jordan Peele has up his sleeve. I like his approach. I like where he goes with stuff. And I like his intention behind the movies. But the question is, where would Jordan Peele fit within Marvel? So let's kind of go to this news and talk about the rumor, and we'll dive into it a little deeper. It says here on the Snyder. So this is Jeff Snyder. He also does rumors and stuff like that. In his newsletter a few days ago, Snyder said that Jordan Peele met with Marvel Studios for an upcoming project, but he didn't say which one. All right. It says here, according to this website, so take it with a grain of salt, the sources are telling them that Jordan Peele met with Marvel to discuss their upcoming X-Men movie. Now, it is also important to note that this meeting was a long time ago, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. All right, so according to this rumor, the first rumor, which I would say is a more reliable source, is that Jordan Peele met with Marvel. I totally believe that, mainly because everybody meets with Marvel. That's not surprising. That's not new news. To have people do a meeting with Marvel is something that we've constantly read about, talked about. We talked about how Bo DeMayo, he had a pitch for Blade, gave that to Marvel. They clearly passed on it, but whatever. Chad Stahelski, the one that the John Wick director, he too met with Marvel about Blade, and they passed on that. So having a meeting with Marvel is not necessarily an uncommon thing. The real question is whether or not Marvel agrees. You know, if they agree with whatever the pitch is or whatever direction the director wants to go, that's the real news. But I'm pretty sure there are a ton of people that meet with them that don't go anywhere, and we just probably won't find out until someone randomly mentions it. But the question does come up about this rumor that it was for the upcoming X-Men movie. Now, we talked about how Michael Leslie is going to, or he's in talks to write it. I've already given y'all my red flags and yellow flags of having him write the story. But if Jordan Peele were put onto this, it would be interesting, because one of the other rumors was that Marvel was looking for a director that, or maybe it was a writer, but they wanted to balance drama and humor. Well, Jordan Peele used to have a whole series of Key and Peele where he definitely did a lot of humor, a lot of comedic stuff. And at the same time, when you look at Get Out, when you look at Nope, when you look at Us, you know, he can do drama and horror and stuff like that too. So, you know, on paper, it definitely makes sense to have Jordan Peele have a conversation with Marvel about the X-Men. Now, I've told y'all my criteria. I need to know if you know X-Men. Not did you read a whole bunch of comics at the last minute. I need to know, is this something you are passionate about? Is this something that you know about? Is this something that you like, you know, if can you connect with us fans about? So would I want Jordan Peele to do the upcoming X-Men movie? I'd be interested. I'd still have some questions, but I'd be interested, you know. But according to this, it's saying that this thing did not work out. So maybe Jordan Peele doesn't do X-Men. Maybe they bring him in for something else. Maybe they bring him in. I see people talking about Midnight Suns. I'm down with that. I've seen people talk about bring him in for Blade. Well, they already have a director for Blade right now. Now we were talking about like how they were having the rewrites and stuff and Blade getting delayed. I think it would be a little shaky and a little pressed if they hurried up and got Jordan Peele right now to do it, because they're supposed to start shooting, I want to say somewhere in November. You know, I forget the guy's name, Jan DeBarge or something like that, Jan Barge. But he was a Lovecraft Country director, so he's the one that's already currently in place to do Blade. And I don't know, because to me, I'm like, if you bring in another director, and supposedly they're looking for another writer because the last one dropped out, I feel like that's just going to bring in even more delays. Because what if Jordan Peele comes in and he's like, all right, I have a whole different idea for Blade, and we got to go find a whole different writer. And here's the other kicker. You still need Mahershala Ali to sign off on that. Keep in mind, based off of these rumors that we've heard, it sounds as though Mahershala has final script approval, which a lot of actors probably don't get. So if Mahershala ain't feeling Jordan, or if he's not feeling the next writer, that's another delay. That's another, you know. So I don't know how that would work. It feels like it'd be a logistical nightmare. But you could also bring Jordan Peele to do other things. Like you can have him come in, maybe do Eternals too, if that even happens. What's another black character they can do? Because Jordan Peele, he's already said he's not interested in doing characters with white leads and stuff, because we have a lot of those. Oh, what if he did Blue Marvel? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind. Ooh, and Blue Marvel has a racial component too. I would not mind a Blue Marvel movie with Jordan Peele. All right, I don't know. You guys let me know, what do you think about Jordan Peele meeting with Marvel? What would you like for him to do? What property would you like to see him direct? Maybe it's something more comedic, maybe it's something more on the dramatic side, maybe it's more fantasy side. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Nelson, Peele should have done Doctor Strange 2, Midnight Suns next. Well, it's a little late for that. Unless you mean Doctor Strange 3. That'd be cool. I'd like to see what he could do with something more fantasy-like, more visually appealing. I'd like to see where he goes in that direction. But he did say that he's not very interested in dealing with white leads and stuff like that. So I think Doctor Strange would be off the table. Midnight Suns, maybe. That would be the first thing we see him do. I wouldn't say with an ensemble, but I get the feeling that he wants to still do something that has because this is just the theme in all of his films. He wants something that has a social commentary embedded in it. Midnight Suns to me is like, that's straight up fantasy action, and that's it. We're dealing with supernatural stuff. We're dealing with different mystical arts, magic, and stuff like that. I don't know if that's up his lane. Now, maybe he wants to pivot and do that, but from what I can tell, it seems like he wants to do things that are more grounded in society, culture, and perspectives of Black folks. So I don't know. We'll see if he even gets on board. I don't even know if he would like working with Marvel, to be honest, because something that we have to kind of consider is Marvel likes to work with directors, and I'm gonna say this very lightly, but like people that they can kind of control, because Marvel has a very strict sandbox that they will put you in. You can't come into Marvel and be like, I want to do everything. No, you right there and that's it. No, you in that room, stay over there. So a lot of directors don't like that. Some directors, they want freedom. Some directors are okay with working with more confined restrictions. I don't know where Jordan Peele falls in that era either, in that area, because the guy's been able to do pretty much whatever he wants. He's a production. He has his own company and everything too. So I don't even know if he will work with Marvel like that. But anyway, let's see. Dwight, if Peele is directing an X-Men movie, who should be the villain? The government. I mean, think about it. X-Men's villain has always been bigotry. And their biggest villain has been bigotry with power. There is no more powerful entity than a government authority that's bigoted. That entity can bring on slavery, or Jim Crow, or segregation, or redlining, or a GI Bill that discriminates against people. You get my point. So the villain for any X-Men, it has to be bigoted humanity. That's your villain. And I think Peele would lean into that. I think Peele, because that's a social concept that he would like to, I think he would go into. But thank you so much. Nelson, Peele and DeMeo would make a great duo for X-Men. That would be amazing. Sign me up. Like, yes. I 1000%. Yes. Yes. Cat, what you got? Jordan Peele doing the next Black Panther? So it depends. To me, it depends on what direction are we going with Black Panther. What are we doing? You know, is it something where we're starting over? Is it something where we're just continuing where we're kind of forever left off? I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I'm so blank on Wakanda, on Black Panther. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to feel because I don't know what they want to do. I don't know if they're going to age up T'Challa Jr. I don't know if they're just going to keep on rolling with how things are right now. I'm not in. This is why I've kind of said I'm just going to pause and wait because I don't know what to react to. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions if I don't have any actual facts. You know, like what? Why would I waste my time and energy on something that I don't know yet? So I don't even really want to comment on Black Panther 3 because it's like, what are y'all trying to do? What direction are y'all going in? Because I can't call it with Marvel. Are they going to do course correction? You know, it sounds like they've learned their lesson, at least with other films, and they're starting to realize, hey, let's stop doing the things that don't work. I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell, though. E-Man, what you got? Ism, thank you. Hey, E-Man, do you think it's all bad writing, or do you think some of the woes are Mahershala holding the movie hostage? It could be a combination of both. I mean, if the rumors are true, if they are, some of the rumors were saying that, you know, Blade was regulated to the 4th character in his own movie. Other scripts had Blade and a daughter, and I'm like, why are y'all introducing the daughter? And we barely gotten the MCU Blade yet. Like, what are we doing? That's you jumping the gun already. So, I would like to believe that Mahershala understands the assignment. Mahershala has met with Wesley Snipes. They've talked. Wesley Snipes has given his blessing to Mahershala. Mahershala in interviews has talked about how much he knows Blade, the franchise, means to the people, to the fans. I think he understands what it means for the culture as well. So if Ali is holding it hostage to make it better, fine. I'm not going to be mad about that. I'm very okay with that because I don't want the worst thing they can do is give me a Thor Love and Thunder version of Blade. Like, I'm not that thirsty where I need to get my Blade just because I want my Blade, but you give me crap. I don't want that. Serve me excellence. That's what I want from Blade. So if Mahershala is making sure the integrity of the film and the writing is actually preserved, fine by me. It sucks, but fine by me. Let's see. Natalie, what's up? Just left the club. It was dead, Ethan. Oh no, not the dead club. What happened? I ain't been in a club in a while, so I don't know. I've been to the bars, but I ain't been in no club in a minute. Listen, wait, my back beat nowadays. My knees, I can't. My clubbing days are long over. Long over. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time though, Natalie. All right, let's move on. We are going to stay on Marvel. We got a Cap 4 rumor. Captain America 4, Brave New World, stars Anthony Mackie. And there have been a lot of talk about this film. It hasn't had issues like delays or anything like that. But one of the issues that it had was, according to rumors, the screening was boo-boo. The rumor said that people didn't like the politics and the action was whack. And as we all know, you can't have a Captain America anything without good action and politics. It just don't make sense. It don't add up. We've also heard through all of the casting announcements and stuff like that. We got Harrison Ford, probably going to be the Red Hulk. Betty Ross is coming in, who was the Hulk's love interest. We have potentially the leader coming in, who was the Hulk's villain. So you got a lot of Hulk stuff going on in this movie. Mark Ruffalo said he wasn't going to be in it, but Mark Ruffalo can't be trusted, so he's probably in it. We might even get a face-off with the Hulk versus Red Hulk, because who cares about Captain America in his own movie, right? We did hear that Marvel hired a new writer which I've never heard. I've never heard of this. Reshoots are normal. Reshoots are part of the plan. Reshoots are something that almost every movie has planned, especially Marvel. But the fact that Marvel reportedly hired a whole new writer to redo major action sequences. Y'all know most of these movies only have a couple of major action scenes. If you got somebody coming in rewriting major action sequences, that's not a good sign. Like, why would you even bring a writer in at all if it was just a minor tweak? Oh, this line didn't work, or oh, this concept didn't make sense to the audiences. Okay, hey, go back to the writer's board. Nah, they was like, yo, we need help. We need help. Go hire somebody else, because these mofos don't know what they doing. That's what that sounds like to me. Do you know how hurt I would be if I was a writer for a movie and my boss came in and said like, oh, okay, yeah, so everyone said it was trash, and we're going to go get Johnson from the other company to come in and do this. But thank you for your work. I'd be so hurt. I'd be so hurt. So, with all the things that have been added to this movie, with the reshoots and the rewrites and damn near the whole Hulk cast, I've already told y'all y'all put this on me as if I say it. I've told you one of my concerns with Anthony Mackie. I like the brother. I think he's a good, strong actor in supporting roles or in co-starring roles with other good actors. He does great. But leading a movie by himself, he gonna need some help. He gonna need some help. I've told y'all from the moment this was announced, it was a red flag that they put all them other people all around him, because it's going to be a distraction. Who y'all going to pay more attention to? The Hulk people or the black man running around in the Captain America suit with no super serum in his body? Just who you in a comic book movie, who you going to pay attention to? Now, some people have sat here and said like, E-Man, you don't know what you're talking about. Anthony Mackie don't need no help. That brother can act and lead a movie on his own. He don't need nobody. Y'all could be right. Maybe I'm right, because I need y'all to explain this. Benedict Wong, aka Wong, is set to return in Captain America: Brave New World. Let me get this straight. First, this movie needed some Hulks all around, and now y'all need some magic. Why is Wong here? What is he gonna do? I'm just saying, it's a Captain America movie. Captain America don't need no help with magic. Like, it was a little borderline in the first movie with, Red Skull and doing the whole Infinity Stone. It was still more politics, but Nazis be Naziing. Winter Soldier, we ain't really getting into all the fictional stuff. Listen, it was all politics. Heck, even Civil War. Listen, it was all on the super soldiers and Avengers on Avengers. It was politics. Sokovia Accords. You got Hulks and Sorcerer Supremes running around. Y'all gonna care about Cap? I'm serious. Is Cap even the focus at this point? Now, maybe, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just a post-credit scene. I did see some rumors out there saying something to the effect that Wong is trying to bring people together, maybe to start up new Avengers. Maybe, we do have a whole multiversal situation about to come up, and maybe he's like, "Yo, Sam, remember that time in Endgame? Remember when I came and talked to you and I got you? Remember the on your left? You remember that, right? I brought you in. You said on your left. We got to go do that again real quick." Maybe that's what this is going to be. I don't know. But your boy needs some more help. Y'all boy needs some more help. You guys let me know. What do you think about this? Do you think maybe it's much to do about nothing? Maybe Wong doesn't even show up. We're just gonna take it as a rumor. There ain't gotta be nothing. Do you take it as a red flag? Are you excited by this? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Ain't no hate. Ain't no hate. It's all love. It's all love. I've told y'all this, and I will be on record. I'm on record. I'm rooting for Sam Wilson. I hope Sam Wilson has his job. I hope he has the focus. Oh, bless your life. Thank you so much. Oh, the baby with the water. I appreciate her. I hope the best for Sam Wilson. I really do. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see. Didier, what you got here? Large chunk of the movie was shot during the writer's strike, so they couldn't do the rewrites they normally do during filming. Yeah. I mean, the rewrites probably, the rewrites probably had an effect, but they also delayed the movie. Keep in mind, Captain America was supposed to come out, I want to say, during when Deadpool comes out. It was supposed to come out in July. Now it's coming out in February. So I don't know if we can really rely on the whole strike issue. They pushed it back. They gave him more time to cook. I'm just saying, can we still give it that excuse? If they gave him more time? I don't know. All right, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me I got something here. I gotta show some more love. From Thomas. Thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. You said for personal, great topics, intelligent analysis. Thank you so much, Thomas. I'm gonna send some love right back to you. Thank you. Appreciate the contribution, and thank you for supporting the channel like that. Why I gotta be all this? Listen, doing all this talking, it get, drums up a thirst, I can't not now. I can't even drink. Can't even drink. All right, so we're gonna stick with the Avengers. Because we have an Avengers update. So with this Avengers update, of course, we have Avengers 5 coming up. We don't know what it's going to be about. We don't know what Marvel is going to do with Kang the Conqueror, especially after the whole Jonathan Majors situation. I've already told y'all that, like, I still believe that they should keep Kang the Conqueror, the villain, as a thing. I would not be okay with Marvel moving on from Kang without resolving this issue first. I mean, you promised us a Kang that washed all the other Avengers. Y'all remember back in Ant-Man? Oh, are you the one with the hammer? And, you know, I killed all of y'all so much. I'm confused. I want that Kang, not the one that gets beaten up by a couple of super ants. I want Kang to come in and really show the MCU why he's actually a problem. Okay, that's what I want to see. So I hope they still keep that energy at least in Avengers 5. Now, when Secret Wars comes out, listen, you can do whatever you want with that, but let's kind of, you know, we done went through what, 4-5 years of middling stuff and all this multiversal stuff. Finish it off with Kang, right? Give us that. But the question has always been, what are we going to do with the director? Now, the first director I want to say was Destin Daniel. Destin Daniel, who did Shang-Chi, but he dropped out because he got a Naruto movie he about to do. He's still doing Shang-Chi too, so he's busy. He ain't got time for all that. There was some talk about Sam Raimi. No thanks. Nah, G. Look, Sam Raimi, if you want to go do another Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, go ahead. Stay away from from not Secret Wars, but stay away from this Avengers because, Doctor Strange 2, it was all right, but no thanks. I don't need nobody trying to give you notes on the set. We're not doing that. Not with this. So there's constantly been a look for who could do this. And so far, it appears as though we have someone in the lead, and it's none other than this guy, Shawn Levy. In case you don't know, Shawn Levy is the guy who is currently directing Deadpool and Wolverine. So, according to Deadline, it says we can reveal that director Shawn Levy is the top choice and is having early conversations to direct another Marvel Studios pick, the next Avengers movie. Levy has been given the latest script by Michael Waldron, though sources add that he has not given an answer on whether he will take the job, and the studio is still planning to meet with other directors while they wait on a decision from him. He does expect, they say while we don't know if he will take the job, he expects to be heavily involved as a director and executive producer of the final season of Netflix Stranger Things, and there's also a Star Wars movie in his future. Let's see. Okay, we'll get to that later. So, a couple of things. Having Levy be a potential candidate here is not a terrible thing. I think one thing that it says is that if Marvel's already considering having him on there, that means they definitely love what's going on with Deadpool and Wolverine. I've already told y'all I believe that Deadpool and Wolverine could absolutely make $1 billion. I think that it could definitely hit that. But at the same time, we haven't seen it. Marvel also thought that we were going to get blown away with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So, I don't know. I'm confident that they will, right? I think they'll do a good job. So Marvel does like to double dip. They like to work with people that they've worked with in the past. So clearly working with Shawn Levy on Deadpool and Wolverine, they've clearly built up some sort of good rapport. And because of that good rapport, it makes sense that he would be next in line. Because hey, if you could make $1 billion off of this, maybe you'll make another 2-3 billion off of this Avengers movie. We'll see. Especially, and it also makes sense because Deadpool is kind of like, at least from what we can tell, it looks like it's a multiversal movie anyway. So if you can handle one multiversal movie, why not handle another multiversal movie? So those are the positives. One negative I have right now. Y'all still got Michael Waldron on this? Michael Waldron is the guy. Now, he's a mixed bag because he gave us the first season of Loki. Great. He also gave us a lot of the writing in Doctor Strange 2. He's the reason why Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, Inhumans, and all that. That's him. So he's giving me question marks. I think it's one thing to write for TV and it's another thing to write for a movie. So far, I'm not a huge fan of him on the movie side and writing. So far, I'm not a big fan. Wasn't he, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he the one that also didn't even watch WandaVision, but yet he was writing, Doctor Strange 2? Like, and y'all gave him Avengers 5 to do? Did he have enough time to do his homework finally? Anyway, Levy, I don't have a problem. So far, his track record is not bad. So far, and for Waldron, by the way, y'all can watch. There's I forget what they call Avengers Assembled or whatever it's called on Disney Plus. Go watch that for Doctor Strange. Go watch that, and you'll see who's to blame for what. And I do think that Michael Waldron should take more issue because one of my biggest problems with Doctor Strange 2 was the fact that we barely dug into Doctor Strange. It was his movie and we barely got into him. So anyway, I'm okay with Levy. I think so far he's fine. He did Free Guy. Deadpool 2 or 3, I think, is going to be a really top thing, a top movie for them. We do have some more here about this from Deadline. It says sources close to both the projects say more than 60 MCU characters could reprise their roles, including everyone from Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Hiddleston, Simu Liu, and Karen Gillan. Many of the characters in this film would have equal footing, making it more of an ensemble feature instead of a handful of characters leading the team. So I guess the way that sounds is this is more so Avengers 5 sounds like it's just going to be a big hodgepodge mismatch of characters. It's not going to be like Endgame where you have your core group of Avengers and maybe other people show up. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Or just any of the Avengers movies, right? Like it's not going to be, all right, we got our core 7 people, 8 people, and that's the team. Nah, like this seems like, at least based off of this, first of all, 60 characters is a lot. I want to say Endgame had more like, I want to say it was like 30 something characters they juggled. So you're about to double that. This also sounds like it's about to be, y'all just going to be jumping around a whole lot, especially if it's a multiverse. So 1 minute we're doing this, 1 minute we're doing that. Maybe we're in the Fox universe. Maybe we're coming back and we're doing the old school Avengers, and maybe we're doing something else. Like it sounds like it's going to be a lot. So I'm nervous. I was nervous with Endgame. I was nervous with Infinity War when it was announced that they were going to juggle so many characters because we hadn't seen something on that level before. Now you're about to take it to another level, and based off of what I've seen from Waldron, I don't know how that's going to work. Now, maybe after Deadpool 3, and we see how Levy handles dealing with, you know, multiverse stuff, maybe that's going to be more encouraging. Maybe that's going to be like, oh man, nah, this guy's got it. He knows what he's doing, and that's fine. Okay. So, I don't know, guys. How do you feel about Sean Levy being in the lead for directing Avengers 5, whatever that's going to be called? Do you like the idea? Does this excite you that he will be directing the next Avengers movie? I mean, absolutely. I think once we see Deadpool and Wolverine, maybe that might tip the scale a little bit. But y'all let me know. What do you think about him directing? Is this something you're looking forward to? Does this excite you? Maybe you're kind of worried. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. All right. It's gonna be tight. I might make it. I gotta be tight with this though. Oh, I got questions. Hold on. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Natalie, what you got? Men at the club were like Mackie, not connecting. Wow. How did he catch a stray from your club seat? Yo, that's wild. That's wild. Thank you for that. Famous, what you got? Hey, E-Man and E-Fam, the Captain America movies always needed good side characters to make the movie good. Throwing a shield and doing a couple of kicks have been kind of boring anyway. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But like, this is why I said, and thank you, by the way, for that. I appreciate the support. This is why you need a good story. This is why the politics have usually been the bread and butter of Captain America stories. It should be political. It should be a direct, like that needs to be the foundation. And if it's not, what are you doing? I don't think that, honestly, I don't think the action would hold in that case. If you don't have the political stuff be your A1 sauce, you probably not going to make it. It's probably not going to work. JN, I think Cat 4 will set up Avengers 5 team. Rumors, Luke James and Kofi Sirobi have also been added to the short list of actors to play Kang variants. Okay, cool. I think I heard Luke James was like, I don't want to play Kang. So I heard something about that, but honestly, I don't care. Whoever they want to get to play Kang is fine by me. Just get Kang right. That's all. I don't care who does it. Just get him right, and let's make Kang great. That's all I care about. Chris Cool World, thank you so much. E-Man, I'm heading to the bodega to get some Skittles and a ginger ale. Want anything? Do I have time to talk before we talk about Bad Boys? Yes. You got about 15 minutes. Hurry up. But thank you so much. I don't need no Skittles. Do I need anything? No, I'm good. Hey, tell them to make me a turkey sandwich. I know they be making some fire sandwiches. I'll take that. Thanks, bro. Let's see. 60, what you got? Will we get a review of the new Deadpool from the Dynamic Trio? That's a good question. I don't know. It all depends on timing, schedules, stuff like that. Go bother Brandon. Yeah, go poke him. Be like, yo, what you trying to do? But no, it will depend on timing and scheduling more so than anything else. But I'm not opposed to it, of course. JN, has Levy made more serious films? Any recommendations? I don't remember. I'd have to go through his IMDb. I don't remember. But I'll say that nothing that immediately comes to mind in terms of drama. He is going to be doing Stranger Things, so we'll see how that goes, and maybe we could judge more so off of that, all right, let's go. It's time for us to do, I got to give you guys some reviews. What we gonna do first? Let's do The Watchers. So The Watchers. This is the directorial debut of Ishana Night Shyamalan. This is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. No, M. Night is not directing. It is just his daughter. And let's just kind of go into a quick intro for it, so that if anybody hasn't seen it or if you don't know what it's all about, this is his daughter, by the way. Very cool, very nice person, great to talk to as well. Make sure y'all go check out my interview with her. But this is a quick intro. Let's do a quick intro about it. I think this is a better one right there. So it's basically about a young artist who gets stranded in an extensive, immaculate forest in Western Ireland. Of course, that's Dakota Fanning. And after finding shelter, she becomes trapped with a bunch of strangers, and they're stalked by mysterious. We don't know. We don't know. Like, someone or something is watching them. That's all we need to know about it, right? So, when it comes to the good, there were a couple things in this film that I did find pretty interesting. So, I would say that one of the better things about this was the storytelling. I thought the storytelling on the plot overall was pretty compelling. Every scene managed to kind of keep my attention all the way to the very end. And I got to say, I really did like the end of this movie as well. I thought they did a very good job with it. But I would say that there was a very good dynamic when it came to pushing the envelope. Like, every time a certain thing happened, or every time there was a new scene or a certain situation, they found a way to kind of raise the stakes. And every time they raise the stakes, you sitting there like, all right, so what y'all finna do now? Oh, okay. So how y'all gonna deal with this? All right. What is this? What is this thing? What am I supposed to make of this? So I thought that Shyamalan, who, by the way, she also wrote this, I thought she did a really good job in basically giving us the breadcrumbs to follow and to kind of keep you engaged the whole way through. So I thought that she did a very good job with that. I also appreciated the rules. So we get a lot of the exposition, and basically the rules of the game, right? So this is what you do in the forest. This is what you're not supposed to do. This is where you're supposed to, look. This is where you're not supposed to look. All these different things. We are given those rules that make it easier for us, the audience, to follow along. And like I said, the same way they kind of push the envelope and change things up or whatever, a lot of those things are based off of the rules. And this is what I like. It's easy to follow. You already know, one of the rules was like, don't go out at night. Duh. So like, what happens if somebody goes out at night? What happens if people don't go out at night? Whatever. But I liked how easy it was to follow and how simple it was, because it just really kind of helped you follow along. It did. I never got lost. Like, I don't think this is a movie that's overly complicated, even though it does have some very interesting elements in it. So I thought that was done well. I don't want to talk about the ending because I do think it is spoilery to even talk about how it ended, because I think that you should probably let this movie just take you where it wants to go. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about the ending. I'll just say that I liked it. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil it for people. Something else that I did enjoy was the actual watchers, right? I thought that it was very wise of Shyamalan to basically hold off on revealing who or what the watchers are, or what they are, or who they are. I like the fact that you get that level of mystery, and rather than just putting it right in your face and saying this is the watcher or these are the watchers or whatever, it's always just teased. You never really see who or what they are clearly. Like, the use of shadows and stuff like that are used very well to really just kind of let you guess. And I thought that was also very intriguing. And I should also mention something else I liked in this was actually the sound. So there's a scene kind of like this here. It's not this scene, but you have scenes like this where silence is used, and it's used so well in the movie, because a lot of times when you don't hear anything, your mind just starts to wander. You just start to be curious, and you're just like, okay, is something going to make a noise? Is there something, like, you start leaning in a little bit, like, what is that? Wait, did something move? Like, so all of those type of things really help add that element of, suspense and thrills and stuff. So I really enjoyed how they use sound mixing, and again with the Watchers, because there's a bit of a horror element obviously in this, and thrillers. And I thought that was done pretty well. Now for the bad. So as much as I liked the story, I have to say that some of the plot was predictable. There were certain things that, if you do sit there like myself with a super critical eye, and if you're hyper attentive to the details, it's going to be pretty easy to guess what's going to happen. I think I guessed what was going to happen. First of all, I don't even want to tell y'all some of the clues, because if I tell you about one of the clues in the movie, you guys are already, that haven't seen it, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about before I even say what it is. So I'm not gonna reveal it, but yeah, I'm not gonna reveal it. But if you do pay close attention, you will be able to predict this movie, in my opinion. So take a couple points off of that. But I think one of my other issues was with one of the supporting characters. I didn't really like the direction that was taken with one of the characters. And the problem that I had was, like, it was kind of in the writing. Let's just say that this character just so happened to have like a huge twist, or not a twist, but like a change in their motivations, and the change in their character, the change in their motivations, it felt kind of forced, mainly just to drive drama and to make something happen, in the story. So I wasn't a big fan of how they made a character do certain things just to have a dramatic moment. I thought that they could have taken more time to flesh it out. They could have made it develop a little more. So to me, I was just kind of like, y'all just did this, and it felt like a plot device rather than an authentic change in this specific character. So that was that. Now for my reason. I would say that The Watchers is a gripping film full of thrills, and it's a great overall story. I do believe that this was a great, solid debut for Ishana Shyamalan. And I think her future is bright moving forward. Now, listen, if you've seen the trailer for The Watchers, I would say that this delivers exactly what you can expect from it. I know some of y'all some scaredy cats, and that's okay. I would say that this is medium scary. I wouldn't. It's hard for me to say that it's a horror, because it doesn't rely on horror. It really relies more so on suspense, but it's not really here to hit you with the gotcha jump, those jump scares. It's not like 100% horror. It's more like 30-40% horror, maybe. So I think that if you're like medium scary, you're okay. You can watch it. I don't think this is something that's going to give anybody nightmares. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. So as I said in my reaction, this movie kind of gives me the feel of From. We talk about From on MGM. It feels like From, and it reminded me of The Descent. If y'all have not seen The Descent, that movie came out in 2005. I love that movie. It's similar. It's similar to that. Now, if you thought The Descent was super scary, maybe this movie ain't for you. If you think From is super scary, which I don't think it is, this movie might not be for you. Okay, maybe it is a little too scary for you. I don't know, but I would say that it's on that level from The Descent. Now the director said that she got inspiration from Pan's Labyrinth and from Robert Eggers' movie The Witch. So if those movies are too scary for you, this might not be for you. It might be a little too spicy for you. All right. Now those to me are medium scary. Those are not movies that if I watch them, I'm gonna have nightmares. That's me, might not be you. So kind of check yourself. So I would say that, The Watchers to me, well, when it comes to the rating for The Watchers, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's good. It's not something that's gonna blow you away. I do think it's something that's interesting to watch, especially if you like the trailer. I wouldn't call this a must see, but listen, if it's $5 Tuesday, if it's a matinee, if you like, yo, I need something to watch just to get out the house, I need something to go back to the theater before Deadpool comes out, this ain't bad. It's not bad. Like, I'd say check it out. It's something to watch. So, in my opinion, The Watchers was cool. It was decent. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I saw it was getting torn up on Rotten Tomatoes, but I disagree with them, obviously. So anyway, guys, if you have seen The Watchers, or if you do plan on seeing it, come on back to this video and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. All right. All right, Jay, what you got? The thing about recent lesser MCU films is we were outright told by people involved with those films to expect greatness. That is always a problem. We haven't gotten that from Deadpool and Wolverine, at least not yet. I'm very happy about that. I don't need nobody telling me Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be the greatest superhero movie ever. Flash. I don't need nobody telling me that. Let the movie do its work. Let the movie do the work. If the movie's great, we will let us tell you if it's great. I don't need nobody telling us nothing. Because all that does is just raise our expectations way too high. But thank you so much for that. All right. What else do I have? I got another review for y'all. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Yes, we got to talk about Bad Boys for a Ride or Die. And yes, they fumbled. They fumbled this movie by not calling this Bad Boys for Life. Who in the executive office did not realize maybe if we ever get a part 4, we should save that title for part 4? So yes, they messed up already with that. But we got the brothers are back with Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and let's just do a quick intro. So now with their former captain who's implicated in corruption, we got the 2 Miami police officers, and they have to work together to clear his name. All right. Super simple, very easy, straightforward. Let's get into the good. So I think that without question, especially if you are not new to this, but one of the best things about Bad Boys is going to be the action. I mean, come on now. The action in this movie is over the top. It is insane. It is crazy. Okay. I mean, listen, like I want to say there was like 3 or 4 big action sequences. What blew me away was the fact that they was able to keep taking it up a notch every time. Every time. That helicopter scene, that had me. I was like edge of my seat. Okay, that helicopter scene was dope. The big final action scene at the end, fantastic. Now, listen, they were real close to getting to Fast and Furious levels. Okay, they was getting real close because even off of the trailers, I was like, man, how the heck are 2 Miami police officers We're not talking about SWAT team. Okay, we ain't talking about no special unit, military. We talking about two regular black cops on the street, and they out here being they might as well have been on the SWAT team, but the action was fire. I liked it. It was over the top, but I liked it. So much violence, just so much violence. But I would say that a lot of that worked because of the cinematography. The cinematography in this movie was fantastic. The two directors, Adil and Bilal, they did a fantastic job. Where they at? There you go. They did a fantastic job with basically showing you very unique camera angles. I don't know if you guys went to Will Smith's Instagram. He showed basically how they do a certain scene with like the first person shooter. Like at some points in this movie, you don't know if you like in a video game or if you're in a comic book movie. Like it was that in depth with not just the cinematography, but also the visual effects. I mean, listen, these brothers put on their best performance and audition. And yes, in case if you forgot, they are the same guys that were supposed to do the Batgirl movie that got canned by WB. They did give us episodes in Ms. Marvel. So like, and they did the last Bad Boys movie. So the guys basically were able to take all these visuals and put them in there, and I thought that they really made them work. Another positive for this was Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I mean, come on now. The chemistry between these two is the best. I mean, they know how to work together. These guys are naturally funny. They feed off of each other in such a good, authentic way. You can tell that obviously they were having fun with it, but in a professional way, I would say. And I really thought that they worked. I mean, the fact that they were in here really just going at each other, their banter, and not only just that, but like also the more dramatic moments. I like the fact that they showed that brotherhood, that camaraderie. These are partners that got each other's backs, and I really like how, as they've grown older, that bond has gotten even stronger. So I really, really liked how they went with that. Yes, I won't go there yet. I like where they went with that. But one thing specifically for Will, I like what they did. Oh, not Will. Sorry. There we go. One thing I like for Will, I like how they actually gave him more drama. They gave his character a little bit more depth. They gave his character a little bit more to work with on the acting side. So he was able to kind of show off a little bit. Obviously, one of his best attributes, which is to act. So they gave his character more stuff to do, and I really, really did like that from them. And I think that it was a highlight for his character. And while we're talking about the acting, listen, and please don't spoil this for people, but Reggie is the MVP. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but in my screening, everybody, and I'm also everybody, was cheering they butt off for Reggie. Now, in case you don't remember, Reggie is that guy that, was there to date his Martin Lawrence's daughter and all that stuff. But listen, Reggie was the MVP, and I will leave it at that. Go watch the movie and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Something else that I did appreciate with this film was the story. I really liked how they found a way to really connect a lot of the elements from the past, and I thought that they did a good job with the writing, because what it ended up doing was it felt like a good payoff for those of us that have watched all the other movies. So I'm not saying it's a requirement, but if you did watch the previous movies, you have a lot of callbacks, you have a lot of returning characters that I thought were, I was like, oh, they did a good job with this. So, for example, and this is just more kudos to the writing with the captain. The captain, his whole story, obviously, you know what happened to him in the past, but I like how they intertwined that story and actually made it feel interesting and compelling, and like it didn't feel cheap. And so I like where they went with that. I thought they did a very good job with that. All right, now we got to get into the bad. I've had this issue before, but I have to come back to this again. I liked the funny moments in Bad Boys Ride or Die, but some of the comic relief did not work. It just didn't. Again, there were definitely very funny and fun moments in the movie, but I'd be lying to y'all if I said some of the jokes did not fall flat. At least they did in my screening. And most of those unfunny moments came with Martin's character. I mean, like one example I would say was probably the gator scene. I mean, this man dropped, like he had said something when the gator, like when the scene happens. And all I remember when that happened was dead silence. And I was just like, ooh, because I pay attention. Like when I'm watching a movie, I'm also paying attention to my audience. And this was not an audience of just critics. It was an audience with regular people. We laugh, we bust the gut in certain scenes, but like other scenes, people, you knew that this was a joke and people was just quiet. And I was like, ouch. Just imagine, and it happens, comedians saying a joke and nobody laughing. Ouch. But I noticed that it happened a little bit more often than not with Martin's character. And it kind of led me to, realize that like they could have cut a couple of jokes out. Some of the jokes just did not feel needed. And what I mean by jokes, I'm talking about like just little one-liners here or there. So is this something that, is a major problem with the movie? No. Is this E-Man hating comedy? No. It's just a matter of like, if we're being critical, there were a couple lines y'all could have taken out. That's all. Y'all could have trimmed the fat a little bit. That would have been fine. And I would also say that the timing of some of the jokes were unnecessary or they were misplaced. So, for example, in the middle of the end big action sequence, I don't need jokes. We sitting here blowing stuff up. We shooting. Things are happening. I don't need a joke in the middle of all that action. I let the action happen. You could tell a joke before. You could tell a joke after. You don't have to do it right there in the middle. It disrupts the tension, and in my opinion, in not a good way. So I thought that was a little distracting. And lastly, I would say that Martin's character in general, I did not like what they did with his character. I thought that, his new direction with his character felt a little forced. And personally, I just liked his character from before. I liked how he was kind of like, yo, I'm not going to do that crazy thing. No, y'all are tripping. Like, I liked his reluctant character because I thought it worked very well with Will's character, with Mike Lowry. I thought that was a good dynamic to have the guy that's willing to jump head first and have the guy that's like, yo, you nuts. I'm not doing that. I thought that dynamic worked very well. But what they ended up doing with his character, having a life-changing perspective or whatever, I thought it was a little whack. It was a little on the corny side. It reminded me of what they did with Tyrese in Fast 9. Tyrese's character, Roman, in Fast 9. I thought that was silly and dumb too. And if you need an example, I mean, like the jelly beans or the juice scene, that was just silly and dumb to me. That it was unnecessary. Like, what are we doing? Why are we having those scenes for him at all? It just didn't make sense for me. Again, did it ruin the movie? No, but it was just something I wasn't feeling. So let's get to the reason. Bad Boys Ride or Die, I would say it's an exhilarating, action-packed ride that surpasses my expectations. The film is definitely fun. I would say that it's a must-see summer blockbuster. It definitely has enough action and drama and humor to warrant, a trip to the theaters and all that. So, I would say that when it comes to the rating, I got to give it an 8 out of 10. I had a fantastic time with this. I did watch it in IMAX, so that definitely helped with all the action and all the visuals and stuff like that. It made it feel so much better. By the way, there is no post-credit scene, so don't feel like, I know there was one last time, but no, you don't have to stay and wait. As I mentioned before, I think it would be helpful if you at least, if you haven't, if you at least watch Bad Boys 3. I don't think you have to watch the first two, but it would help a little. But it definitely would help if you at least watch 3 just to know certain things. Because there were certain things and I was like, wait a minute, Will Smith did what? Like, wait, I forgot all about that. So it was a little helpful to kind of, go back and refresh yourself. Now, some people would ask, like, yo, where do you rank these? Now, out of the 4 movies, if I had to rank these movies, I would say I'm still a fan of the past. The first Bad Boys movie is still number 1 for me. It still is. I'm sorry. At the very bottom is Bad Boys 3. I got to put 3 all the way at the bottom. This is where it gets tough. I think I'm going to take Bad Boys 2 and put that at number 3. And I'm going to take this last one, Bad Boys 4. That's going to be my number 2. So my order from least to greatest, Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys 4, and Bad Boys 1. That's for me. For me. So that's my rating. That's my thoughts about it. If you have seen Bad Boys Ride or Die, or if you plan on seeing it, make sure you come on back to this video. Let me know, what did you think about it, in the comments down below. I completely failed. Who told me I was going to jinx? I think, was that Mara? Somebody said I jinxed myself. I completely failed. I'm sorry. Replay gang be having, I know they be having jokes. Quiet one, what you got? Bad Boys 3 already used for life title. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. They should have just left that in their back pocket. That listen, they could have just done I don't know what Beetlejuice was doing. Just Bad Boys, Bad Boys, Bad Boys. Just call it that. They could have just said Bad Boys, Bad Boys, Bad Boys. That could have been the title. I don't know. Anyway, I really did enjoy. I did enjoy it. It was solid movie. AJ, what you got? It's been a while since I sent the super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. If you have not talked about the new Bad Boys, all I'm gonna say is Reggie got his respect back. Yes. Listen, y'all gonna put some respect on Reggie. Okay. That was it. That was it. No, you don't understand. I do be trying. Like, I actually cut out other topics because I was like, you know what? We're not doing that tonight. We're going to cut it short tonight. I tried. Oh, I like that. Oh, that would have been nice. That's smart. Good stuff. Yes, that would have been smart. Okay. Here we go. I think you guys, I don't think it's a secret to know how I feel about the Venom franchise. The franchise has been something that has bothered me for a long time. Much of my issue with Venom has been in the fact that it felt like wasted potential. Venom is a fantastic character. He's one of the best Spider-Man villains out there. But the way Sony has used Venom has been atrocious, in my opinion. Venom 1, I didn't like the direction, but I understood why some people would like it. But I still wasn't a big fan of the direction of where they went. I don't like the whole buddy cop, the buddy odd couple thing. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, Venom was kind of created to be in a symbiote and like be connected. How you gonna be connected and y'all got different personalities? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm not a fan of the comedy either. I think the jokes are terribly written. The humor is goofy and silly, and not in a good way. You can be goofy and silly in a good way, but it does not work for me. Venom 2 was absolute booty juice. It was just terrible. And to hear that Sony had the brilliant idea to take the person that wrote Venom 2, one of your worst movies that you've ever made, and make that person the director and writer. And by the way, Tom Hardy wrote both of those movies on top of that. It felt like a recipe for disaster from the very beginning. The best news about Venom 3 is that it's the last Venom. They calling it The Last Dance. But it still means that Venom 3 exists. And it still means I'm probably going to have to watch it. So, against my better judgment, I'm going to watch the Venom trailer. Some small part of me, even though every molecule in my critical body is saying this is going to be trash, is holding there's an iota, there's a little something that's saying maybe there's gonna be something good here. Maybe they figured it out. I still want to be an optimist. Now, I've seen I have not watched this, by the way. I trust me, I have not watched this. So I've seen some people be like, oh, I like the Venom trailer. Oh, this is cool. First of all, I don't trust a lot of those people that said that in the first place. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm never, ever going to believe that I'm always right about anything. My mind can change. Situations change. We get new information. And this might be the one. This might be the one. So I want y'all to understand I am going into this, even though I have a mountain of red flags, with somewhat of an open mind. We're going to give this a shot. Now, because Sony does not like to play nice, I'm not going to be able to play it with you guys. So if you have the opportunity to get it, let me see it. I'll get the link for some of y'all and put it in the chat so that you guys can watch it as well if you haven't already. But I'm going to have to watch it from my phone just because I don't forget. Okay. All right. There we go. I'm going to watch it from my phone so that so I don't get copyright and they don't take the live down. So in the comments, you should be able to see You should be able to see the link for it. So I see that it is 3 minutes long. Sony, leave me alone. Don't you come at me, even if it's just the sound. Here we go. We ready? All right. Turn on my volume here.
You should probably know that I have a really dark, unpredictable side to me. Stop speaking. I'm giving you a chance, sweetie. When?
Damn, not the 300 kit.
We are. Oh, yeah, you're gonna need to work on that.
We always knew it was impossible. But we were alone in the universe.
They got Barry Morto.
It's our job to make sure that remains a secret.
Okay, this is a different universe.
My friend.
Oh, Mrs. Chan, but why are they dancing? Oh, more symbiotes.
Make it out of this alive, buddy. Let's go. Be honest with me. How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without going?
Why? Why? So y'all been together all this time and y'all can't even get the "We Are Venom" right? Okay. You're doing a symbiote horse, which to me just feels like it's going to be another screaming goats from Thor 4 all over again. The bar scene with the symbiote stuff, which we saw happen when he came into Doctor Strange in the 616. So it's another bar, or is it the same bar? Oh, and I know. Let's go back to the same well of Venom's got to fight. Hold on. Stop me if you've heard this before. More symbiotes. In the first movie, you get one symbiote. In the second movie, you're fighting two symbiotes. You know what we're going to do in the third movie? Johnson, why don't you tell him? Sir, we're going to fight even more symbiotes. You know, what do they say? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Remember that time we heard that rumor about what Marvel wanted, Kevin Feige and Tom Holland, and what Sony wanted when it came to Spider-Man 4? Feige and Tom Holland were like, hey, we want to keep Spider-Man grounded. He's going to be a street level hero. We're going to focus on Peter Parker. What did Sony want, according to the rumor? More multiverse. I don't trust their thought process. I don't trust how they go about making decisions. Who you hire does not make sense. What you put out in your movies don't translate to we know what we're doing. Your business model doesn't make sense. It's not to say that these companies are going to make perfect movies all the time. We know that's not going to happen. We know people are going to have issues. I don't know why it feels like there's like, are y'all trying to fail? Was that a musical dance number? The only thing I feel like they might get right in this movie is the visuals. I mean, the symbiote looks good. You know, it looks good. No thanks. No thanks. This is one of those moments where when I tell y'all you have to trick me into seeing a bad movie, there is no trick here. I think that this movie has shown everything that needs to be seen, that this is going to be a terrible film. The best thing that this movie might be able to do, maybe, is potentially tie into something else bigger, like the MCU, Avengers 5 or something like that. That would literally like be the only saving grace of this movie. And I'm sorry if 5 minutes or a quick cameo is all you got to show some sign of positivity. I don't know what to tell you. So no, I did not see, unfortunately, anything that has changed my mind about this movie. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, what did you think about the Venom 3 trailer? Maybe some of y'all have intriguing tastes and you liked it. You know, maybe you're excited for this. I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. I have failed spectacularly. So bad. So bad. Anthony, been waiting all week to see. Well, there you go. I listen. I'll be honest. I really did not want to watch it. I did not, and I was just like, yeah, but I seen people saying like maybe there's something in there. Maybe there was something. No. Maybe we have a rating. Yeah, I just gave it. Didn't I just give it? I think I did, unless this is older. I think I did. But anyway, rewind. I put it in there, you know. Rewind, get them ads in there. Got you. But thank you so much. Quiet one. This is more of a personal question, E. As a movie critic and a fan, does it interfere with your interview questions when a studio calls you to a junket for a film you are not excited for or ask for it? Absolutely not. It is my job to, first of all, it's up to me on whether I want to do it. A studio, I mean, listen, studios have called me. Well, I shouldn't say whatever. Studio, PR companies, I've been offered things, and then I look at the movie and I'm like, this movie ain't for me, or I don't want to do this movie, because if I'm not invested in it, if I don't like it, why am I doing it? And I've had conversations with people in the studio, and I'm like, listen, am I gonna get blacklisted for this? And they be like, nah, like it is what it is. Because here's the thing: if I don't do it, somebody else will, and that's okay. And at the same time, and I would just say this for anybody else that wants to be in the press, whatever, it does help if you happen to do those small things. If you do happen to be reliable and you are seen as a go-to for those things, listen, sometimes you got to do the things that you don't want to do to get to the places that you want to get to, you know. But no, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, listen, like I'm not going to do anything that my heart is not into. If I'm not even gonna talk about it, if I'm not, first of all, I put all that back. If it won't serve you guys, why would I do it? Like, I'm not, interviews, for example, they don't go viral. I don't make no money off of these things. Ain't nobody checking for these. How many red carpet interviews does the average person really watch? You know, how many press junkets really go viral and have millions of views? Even the biggest outlets might only get like 2,000 views, 7,000. And these outlets be having like 7 million subscribers and stuff. So a lot of times I might do something for building a relationship with the studio and say like, hey, yeah, I did that little trash movie for you. What's up with that other banger that you got coming up? You know, might be something strategic that way. But either way, I still approach it just like a job, right? So like, even if I didn't like the movie, that shouldn't interfere with how I go about doing the interview. Like I'll still be like, yo, let me at least ask meaningful questions. Let me still do it. You know, it's all, think about it like how a reporter might interview a criminal or someone that did a violent thing or a bad thing. It doesn't matter whether the reporter likes the person or agrees with them. You got a job to do. So I treat it that way. I usually treat it that way. But thank you so much for that. Chris, have you seen the new Joker trailer? Did it drop? I didn't know it dropped. Did it drop like today? Now? I didn't know if it did. Which one are you talking about? Did we do it? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think I reacted to this. Oh, you talking about the one that came out last month? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I did react to that. It was okay. You know, like it was fine. It wasn't anything that blew me away. Because I wanted to react to it, but WB was gonna copyright it and basically, you know, end the live if I did it. So I watched it afterwards. It was fine. It was, but it's one of those things where like it's just like the last Joker trailer. There's nothing that you can tell from it because you don't know if half of this stuff is made up. You don't know if it's a hallucination. You don't know if they just crazy. You don't know anything, right? So I'm more excited for the movie. The trailer was never going to make or break it for me anyway. I'm more excited to just get into the film, but yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was cool. Nothing to, get too excited about on my end anyway. All right, guys, that's it. Like I said, I have failed. We are over the time, but it is what it is. I want to thank each and every one of you once again for hanging out with me, spending your Friday nights, guys. It always means a lot. I want to shout out every single one of y'all that have supported the channel. Look, super chats are great. Hitting those thank yous on the replays. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Mambo Jazz. Thank you for all of those. Leaving comments, sharing the videos means the world to me. Watching the replays means everything. Like I'm telling you, just all those little things mean a lot. So I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out, doing those things, supporting the channel. As I mentioned, when it comes out Mondays, we're doing House of the Dragon. That's when we're doing our review and reaction. Wednesdays, we will be doing the Acolyte. We'll be doing that. And then, of course, Fridays, we'll be doing our regular live chat to go over the week, the news from the week. So it's going to be a busy month of June and July. This summer's going to be busy, but we're going to get into it. All right. Okay, guys, you already know. Make sure you have a good, fun, safe weekend. Enjoy yourself. Happy belated birthday to Miss Harper. Enjoy yourself as well in case you're still celebrating. And you guys know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace.